Juan. Paging Dr. Juan.
And here comes the Jamaican horn. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm
What's
your host.
up?
No, not you.
I just saying what's up. You said what's up, ladies and gentlemen.
What's
What's up, Billy?
Now back to the crowd.
My bad.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, some guy named Bill on Instagram. You are tuning into the Revive America podcast. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, family, and all your brethren, right? And get on the live stream and join us and join myself and our co-host.
My name is Dave Herrera. I thought he was talking to me, but
It's all good. We're going to talk for quite some time.
I know. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And like he said, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share. Shout out to the people that are watching us live. We appreciate you guys. And you can follow me on Instagram at Not Your Typical Politician. So we got a good show today, as always.
A lot of really random things happened this week, man, in a short period of time.
Are they random or are they planned to distract you from the bigger picture?
You don't have your tin bandana today,
bro. What you talking about?
They surgically
it's tin slick back today. We don't got a band, bro. There's always some sort of tin. We got the tin can.
Tin can.
Bang energy, bro.
There we go.
That's good shit.
Yeah. So, where do we start today?
I don't know.
Let's get right into it.
Bam.
Yes, of course. We're going to start with the degenerate over here.
He is.
Hunter Biden to plead guilty to federal tax charges, strikes a deal on a gun charge.
Right.
The thing that's frustrating about this, bro, is like and by the way, did you check out that website that I was telling you about?
Which one?
The Biden Media Laptop.
BidenLaptopMedia.com.
Did you see some of the stuff that's on there?
It's gross.
All right, it's some pretty terrible stuff that's on that laptop.
Yeah, don't look at it with kids in the room.
Yeah, don't look at it with your boss either, else you're getting fired.
Because he's probably a liberal.
Yeah. But dude, there's some crazy stuff that's on that laptop. This guy's been doing all kinds of crazy stuff,
but the laptop wasn't real.
Apparently,
no,
that's what they said for months. Yeah. Well, years, I should say.
It's not real.
Until eventually they had no choice but to admit that it was true.
And now it's so real that you're accepting a plea deal because of the contents of it. Imagine. It's not real. It's fake. It's a lie. You're a conspiracy theorist. But it's so real that you just accepted a plea deal for information that they obtained off this fake laptop that's not yours.
But the thing that's worse about it is the stuff that they're charging him with.
Right.
That's like not even that's not even the bottom of the iceberg for what the hell's inside that laptop.
They gave him, and for those of you that don't know, for the allegations that were alleged against him, right? We're talking about money laundering. We're talking about prostitution. We're talking about there's so much heinous stuff.
Well, we're not gonna get banned on Rumble, so you can talk
I know.
Fine.
But they're just the garbage that this guy was doing. And they gave him basically the equivalent of a traffic ticket, right? Slap on the wrist.
Ticket.
Slap on the wrist for, having emails that talked about his dad taking money from foreign nationals, him taking money from foreign nationals, stuff about the prosecutor in Ukraine that, Trump was impeached for, asking about. Not to mention all the photos of this guy smoking crack and him naked. Crazy.
Bro, that guy's into some stuff, man.
Yeah. And
but you know what's funny? I'm going to make a prediction right now.
Go ahead.
I bet you in about 5 to 8 years from now, a bunch of rappers are going to start making songs like, yeah, I'm on my Hunter Biden type shit with all the chicks around.
I don't even think 8 years.
Maybe not, bro.
Couple weeks.
The generate shit is just cool right now.
They're just waiting for the ghostwriters to finish writing the verses because they don't write their own shit. But anyway, so he gets this plea deal, which again, if you followed us last week, if you're following the news, if you're awake, Trump literally, they're looking at, and I was talking to you, you didn't even know the time, right? It's a minimum for Trump of 18 years they're looking to get him for.
Insane.
Up to 100 years for just misplacing and apparently all these other, cockamamie terms that they came up with. He's trying to conspire. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But Hunter Biden, right? This guy completely shoved under the rug. And again, you ever see when someone in a movie when someone gets arrested and the cop or the cop opens the car and they we found narcotics and someone's like, that's not mine, and then they take a deal this is exactly what happened. Hunter Biden we got your laptop, that's not mine, we're gonna charge you for it. All right, I'll take who are you covering for if it's not yours?
Right.
Crazy, man. And this goes and I want you to comment on this. Do you believe that there is a two-tier justice system, right? Because we just saw Trump talk about 100 years.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden's going to get PTI, a slap on the wrist, and this won't even go on his record, right?
There is 100% a two-tier system, and not just legally, but also in the media as well too. Like,
right.
For example, I think it was a couple of minutes ago we were talking about it, how they were talking. We're gonna get into that story later about the submarine story. It's all over the place. It's the number one thing they're talking about. But you see little tiny blips and blurbs about Hunter Biden. But if it's not the submarine story, they're talking about Donald Trump and the 37 counts that they gave him.
31 counts. 31 counts.
That sounds ridiculous.
And no, it's 37. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
31 counts of it was for the same shit, and then it was like a bunch of.
But that's the same thing that Attorney General Bragg did in New York City.
Yeah, and for those of you that aren't aware, because I know you read this, Hunter Biden was charged allegedly with avoiding millions of dollars in federal taxes. Right.
Any of you?
Right. Remember, they wanted Trump's tax returns because Trump was exploiting the tax code, and they found nothing.
Right.
Right.
Doing it completely legally, actually.
This guy's doing it, and also was a felon, also chemically dependent, which, by the way, if you're a felon and you're chemically dependent, both of them you can't, but you're not allowed to own a gun. You're not allowed to own the gun if you're a felon, and you're not allowed to own a gun if you have chemical dependency
when you
issues.
Say chemical dependence, talking about
drug addict.
Okay.
Right. So I'm a sidebar real quick because I thought this was crazy. So you remember how everybody rejoiced when they were like, marijuana's legal and we can get medical cards. Yeah, but hey, dumbass, you know what they do now? If you get a medical card, but you also have an FID. No, if you have an FID card, you have to surrender it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you just couldn't get it at all.
No.
I thought if you had it already, you were a grandfather.
No, because they're going to turn around and go, no, you're chemically dependent. You're unstable. If you need this drug medically to get you through, you can't own a firearm.
It's pretty irrational.
That'd be like if you or I, we had our FID card and then we got admitted to the mental hospital, right? We would go under some sort of psychiatric evaluation, and then they would turn around and be like, yeah, you can't own guns anymore.
But an alcoholic could buy a gun.
Right.
That's the most ridiculous shit in the world.
But now if you get your medical marijuana card in New Jersey, they will make you surrender your FID card.
I did not know that.
Right. Because the loophole is now you go buy it on the street, that's still illegal. Still lock you up for it.
Listen, man, I know so many cops that smoke, bro. Yeah. They're probably they don't give a shit about that anymore, man.
I'm mad about that. Because think about it, right? I got 6 years clean.
Yeah.
Right? 6 years ago, you was riding around with dime bags in your nutsack because you was afraid to go to jail. You were going to go to prison for some shake, right? Some brickweed with seeds in it. You were like, and now, bro, I was just at the fucking tattoo convention in Asbury, and they were selling pre-rolls. Like, I was like, what is that? I was like, what is that? Like the CBD shit? They're like, nah, bro, this is weed. I was like, you just selling weed out here like this?
That's it, bro.
And they're like, yeah, it's legal. And I'm like, fuck. Like, where was this like 6 years ago? Oh, man. Fuck.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, no, I don't need it.
It's fun, but you don't need it.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, the mentality of it is like the dip, dive, duck, dodge. Like, if you could dodge a cop, you can smoke the weed. Like, I felt like Patches O'Houlihan trying to get high.
It's not, but you know what I think is funny, man? I remember a long time ago, back in like 2010, I was watching this like mini documentary that BBC did on Amsterdam, and they were like, why is it that in Amsterdam about 80% of the people that are doing drugs in the country are tourists? It's not the actual people that live in Amsterdam.
Right.
And they were asking the mayor of the area, like, why? Like, why do you think this is the case? And I said, because, well, we did a campaign to make drugs as boring as possible because it's legal, because it's abundant. No one really gives a damn. Right. And I think it's the same. I can't remember who it was I was talking with, but someone was like, yo, there's no point in like buying weed. It's just not fun anymore. It's like, you know, that thrill of potentially getting caught by the cops made it a little bit fun.
Well,
Nobody really
and it's everywhere now.
Yeah, it's
it's
stupid at this
annoying.
point, you
Like,
know?
bro, you go into the any convenience store, they're selling some type of, whether it's real weed or it's that Delta 8 or whatever.
That
it's
is
like
nonsense. The gas station.
Bro, that
weed,
shit will.
I was talking.
I
to
did
somebody
that shit
about,
accidentally a long
that
time
is the
ago.
stupidest shit in the world,
Bro, that shit fucked my life
That's
up.
K2.
That's
That's something else, dog.
Don't do that.
K2. That's the shit that was having people eat faces off of people and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't get that far, but I threw up violently
I don't
for
doubt
like
it.
hours.
I don't doubt it, man.
Bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. Last time I bought marijuana at a gas station.
Yeah. Don't trust anything
No,
at the
no.
gas station. Don't trust the crazy pills that give you the stuff.
Right.
Don't do any of that.
No.
Yeah.
I say clean, bro. We just drink caffeine and nicotine. Those are my
Caffeine and nicotine.
double fisting.
Nicotine and bang energy.
Yeah. So shout out to Hunter Biden for, oh, and by the way, we're going to call it now because they said this wasn't real either.
Right.
They're saying now that this Ashley Biden diary is real.
And they've been denying it for a long time. For the people that don't know about the
Tell
Ashley
them.
Biden
Let 'em know.
diary, basically it was a diary that was left behind by Ashley Biden. And inside the left
You gotta
behind,
air quote
but it's not even air quote.
No, but that's how the story was.
Well,
It was-
that's how the story was. Like, well, we don't know if it's hers. James O'Keefe came into possession of the diary. The handwriting is absolutely hers.
Right.
And she's talking about how Joe Biden used to shower with her and, like, be very
Yeah.
sexually inappropriate with her while she was growing up.
Yeah.
And James O'Keefe tried to hand this over to the FBI, but the FBI did everything in their power to say, well, that's not true. It's not real.
We're not
going to
take it.
And then they raided him.
And he was in his underwear.
Yeah, he was.
like, he was like, I was in my underwear. Like, they kicked his door down and like threw him in the hallway. Like,
And I'm like, I try to give it to you straight up, bro. But like, so now they're starting to admit that this thing is real. And I think it's funny that let's put the tinfoil hat on for a second.
it never comes off.
It never comes
I
off.
sleep
That's
with
right.
it.
But
How do you think I get these volumes?
I think. Remember last time when I was telling you, bro, that I believe that Michelle Obama is going to run for president?
Oh, I thought we were going somewhere else.
Well, I mean, listen here.
Happy Father's Day to Michelle Obama. Big Mike. Darius is somewhere. Like,
no, why are they
shit.
talking about that?
What are you doing?
But I this is just what I'm thinking, right? And correct me if maybe it's tinfoil, but I believe that the reason why, because now keep in mind, it was the Justice Department, FBI, all these people were under Barack Obama when Joe Biden did all this nonsense with Ukraine, and if you don't fire the son of a bitch, we're gonna blah blah blah.
You ain't getting the money.
Right, all that happened under Obama. A lot of these people are still strong Obama loyalists, right?
Right.
Joe Biden is you can't operate that robot anymore. He's malfunctioning nonstop. Right?
So bad.
So if I want to get rid of this guy, I know. Let's allow the FBI to finally acknowledge all the stuff that's going on. Get this stuff out, because like if I'm gonna have someone like Michelle, because at this point I think even Democrats want to get rid of this
I don't
guy.
think it's going to be Michelle though. Like,
I think so, bro.
I don't.
I think so,
I don't
bro.
think. Listen,
I think so.
I think.
There's no fucking way.
No, they don't have. Look, they don't have a fucking candidate, and I don't think it could be Joe.
That's why I think it's gonna be Michelle, bro.
Listen,
Kamala ain't making it.
I think they.
Kamala's not gonna make it, dog.
Yeah, but look, what does that tell you, right? Look, we're a country of what, over 320 something million people.
Yeah.
And like the best candidates, and again, I like Trump. That's my guy. But the best candidates you have to offer me are Trump, Ron DeSantis, fucking Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Michelle Obama.
Gavin
like
Newsom.
all of these intellectual minds, all of these intelligent people, these free thinkers, and you give us
They're not
Trump
free.
excluded. No. In the world, I mean.
Right.
In our country, there's a lot of free thinkers out there, right? I've met people at the state and local levels that are amazing thinkers, have
Absolutely.
great ideas. But we continue to go on, especially in the Democrats, you continue to push these propaganda machine people. And I'm going to be honest, like, I get what you're saying about Michelle. I just don't think that Obama name carries that weight. Like, yes, it does.
It does, bro.
It does
At a
in
time
small
like,
circles.
At a time like now,
But not with the
absolutely.
black community. Not with the black community.
Yeah,
and again, I know it sounds crazy coming from me, but think about it, man. Barack Obama is from Chicago.
Right.
He ran as he was going to help the black community. Chicago got worse under Barack Obama. Black communities got worse. Black unemployment got worse.
I agree.
Black poverty, black entrepreneurship, it all went down. So the black community is going to be like, you got us. We voted for you.
I agree, but there's two things. There's 2 points that I want to raise. Is number one, if it comes down to Trump or Michelle Obama or even Obama or even just that name Obama, a lot of people, without question, are jumping Obama. I would even argue that there's a lot of Republicans that I hate Donald Trump because I don't like the way he talks. That'll vote for fucking Michelle Obama, right?
I don't know about that.
I believe it.
Maybe I'm just trying to not see that happen.
I don't want to see it
I don't
happen
want to see
either.
that
I don't wanna
happen.
see it. But also you got to keep this in
Are
mind.
we
bro.
ready for our first trans president? Chill, Dave.
But
Chill.
Unbelievable.
Shit. Oh man.
But what the fuck was that sound effect?
I don't know.
But also you gotta keep in mind, bro. It's like if they were to try and pull what happened in 2020 with the ballot harvesting, the
They didn't
machines,
pull
all that,
anything. It was completely legitimate.
It was totally legitimate.
Totally legitimate.
Nobody stole it. Perfect election.
Everything was fine.
Totally fine.
No dead people voted.
That never happened. Everything in 2000 Mules was a lie. but fucking, if they're gonna try and rig this shit, bro, it's believable if it's Michelle Obama.
Well, again, yeah, because there's no way you can turn around with Joe and be like, he got 80 million again. No shot.
Fucking way.
No
Exactly.
shot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And also keep this in mind,
But
bro.
I fully expect now. I'm going to let you finish. But do you not expect poll watching to be at an all-time high in the 2024 election? More so than any election.
Yes
like,
and no.
Loaded up.
Yes and no. Yes and no. And while I do believe, and I'm also running in 24, so that's also another thing to kind of keep in mind. I'm definitely going to have the fucking polls loaded for sure. I'm going to have a bunch of people watching, eyes on, making sure it's all legit. But that still doesn't, even still, for example, the vote by mail situation, right? Which I think is going to play a fucking critical role.
Huge role.
In this specific case, we've been doing the vote by mail for the past 3 years now, to the point that people are ready to just vote by mail. They just accepted it, right?
Well, you can't beat them, join them.
Right. They put the carrot in front of your face for a couple of hours, couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months. Oh, I guess we might as well accept
eat the
it.
carrot.
That's just the way it is, right?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else to eat, right? So as this becomes more commonplace, even I think it was France, right? They recently had their prime minister election. I think it was earlier in the year, right? They had the fucking results 8 p.m.
On the
right?
dot.
On the fucking dot.
On the dot.
But with us, it's like, well, we can't call
18
it.
days, bro.
It's too close to
18
call.
days.
Because we have vote by mail. And the worst part is there's people that actually believe that shit, bro.
Dude, it took my last election took Middlesex County 19 days to
That's
count mail-ins and provisionals.
It's like they got like 4 grandmas in there
I
counting.
could
Like, get
I
the
could
fuck
go
outta
on
here.
my fucking phone right now, order something from Amazon, and have it at my door by the time I
Easy,
get
bro.
home from Patterson.
Easy.
But we can't. We got to waiting on the mailing system to send ballots out.
It's nonsense, bro. So I don't buy it. So it's like if they were to try and rig the election in any way, shape, or
Which
form,
they didn't.
right? Because it's totally legit.
Legitimate elections.
Absolutely perfect election.
Yeah.
The best. But even if they were to do something like that, man, people would believe it under Michelle.
But do you think there's anybody else they could go with?
Who?
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't follow them.
If not,
Hakeem Jeffries.
bro. But here's the problem.
He's young Obama.
Yes, but here's the problem, bro.
I actually what if Robert Kennedy takes it?
That would be the shit, but I don't think they're gonna give it to him.
What if he runs? I call. How long ago did I call it? They shaft Robert Kennedy.
Yep.
He runs as Trump's VP. That's a ticket.
That'd be a very interesting
Trump
ticket.
Kennedy ticket, bro. That's a ticket.
That'll be interesting.
That is a ticket.
That'll be
I'm
interesting.
calling it now. Trump Kennedy 2024.
Trump Kennedy.
Wait till after the primaries when Trump wins and Kennedy gets shafted. You watch. Calling it now. Play the tape.
Let's see.
How about paging Dr. Juan?
Paging Dr. Juan.
No.
Dr.
No,
Juan.
No.
Just make the beats
Sorry.
and produce the show.
Yeah.
That's it.
You can be the secretary of
Get back
of
in the chamber.
music. Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, next show. I mean, next
slide.
next slide.
Oh shit.
Perfect. So, speaking of Joe Biden, right? And
The big man.
I was just telling you about this not too long ago. Lauren Boebert introduced articles of impeachment to Joe Biden. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene has done this before in the past, and a couple of other people have tried to do it in the past, and I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. But they put it on the House floor, and they voted for it, 2019 to 208, I believe it was. And it passed. Kevin McCarthy is obviously not happy at all about it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, at the same time.
But articles of impeachment
Right.
have been drafted.
Correct.
For Joseph Biden.
Yes. So, Joe
Can
Biden.
we get to Jamaican horns for that?
Yes. There we go. So Joe Biden is now facing impeachment now. It's been sent over to the Judiciary Committee and the Department of the Homeland Security Committee,
Right.
because the reasons why they're pushing to impeach Joe Biden is because it's failure to secure the southern border. And we've been talking about this for weeks, like how crazy it's gotten. There's more and more.
wide
They're
open.
trying to send them over here to Rutherford. They're here in New York City, coming down here. They're selling mangoes in fucking Newark. You know what I mean? It's everywhere now, right?
Yo, I didn't even need to say anything. You knew what I was
Adams,
doing.
baby. Play that piano.
You like these oranges?
Oranges.
Orange.
Fuck you, Eric Adams. But So they put this on the House floor, and for valid reasons, and I think this was good because they could have went with literally anything to try and get Hunter down.
Mental fitness. You could go with the fact that he's in bed with Ukraine, the
Right.
southern border,
Right.
his son giving out classified information, the fact that he himself had classified information next to a Corvette. The list goes on and on of what you can impeach him for.
But this is gonna stick.
Yeah.
Because not only is it freaking obvious that this guy has failed at the southern border, but it's like even these super liberal people that are like all people are welcome are now shitting skyscrapers right now because they're showing up in their backyard.
Not here.
Well,
No, I'm saying they're like, no.
They become Patterson.
Take that down the block.
right. It's like Martha's Vineyard. Go down that way.
We have no room. Yeah, remember when the people in Martha's Vineyard tried to tell you that a housing crisis?
Right. We don't have any room.
What?
Right. You're the ones who want this shit.
Finish the sentence. For them. We
Right.
have no room. For them.
Right.
That's it.
You
There's
need
plenty
to,
of room.
You need to leave.
Right. But you know this doesn't go past the Senate.
Well, let's see, man.
Nah, I don't think so. They control the Senate. Not by much.
But
That means you need to get 3 or 4 Democrats to swing.
Who knows? They probably will.
Nah.
But
Unless there's a
hang on.
play.
No,
Unless there's a
but
play.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying, bro.
All right.
So now, like I was saying before, right? Like you said, you think the Obama name doesn't carry sway? That motherfucker carries sway, bro. I don't doubt that Obama has spoken to several people and was like, we gotta get rid of Joe Biden. He's not doing a good job. He's not representing Marxism effectively, and I believe
it's not Marxism yet. It's democratic socialism.
It is change and hope and progress.
Yo, Obama was a good speaker, though.
That's how I get you. But Obama's not actually a good speaker, bro. What Obama does is Obama pauses
Dramatically.
every couple seconds
But it's effective.
to put emphasis.
Throwing a joke.
So you hang on every single word that comes out of my mouth.
Oh my God!
It's pretty good.
But that's what he does, man.
Okay. If we go down that rabbit hole,
Because
Billy
all it would take is 3 people, bro.
Yeah, no, it's not much.
And you know what's crazy? And you know who the ones who I think probably would vote for an impeachment?
Hakeem Jeffries.
Hakeem Jeffries is a congressman.
Oh, he's not a senator. Oh, my
Yeah,
bad. All right.
He's a congressman.
All right.
But anyway,
I don't know. It's possible.
I think it's very possible.
Well,
bro.
let's see. I doubt it goes past the Senate. I think it fails at the Senate.
Let's see. If, for all we know, it'll just hang a dark cloud over Joe Biden up until the election, the same way they're holding all this crap over Trump before the election. Because
It's going to be interesting, 2024.
right. Because look, man, if for whatever reason, right, Trump can't make it past the primary and they get like someone like DeSantis or something, there's no fucking way DeSantis is beating Michelle Obama.
You think
dog.
Trump runs in as an independent if they fuck him?
You know what? Fuck this. I'm going my own way.
We're starting the Patriot Party. Something like that.
Write-in campaign. Everybody to the polls.
I mean, he would pull a lot of votes, I think.
that shit would be hilarious, bro.
Yeah, but then you would automatically secure a Democrat victory.
Yes, it would be stupid for him to do that,
But I feel like it would be a Trump thing to do. I hope he doesn't.
honestly, I think one of the funniest things was like if he actually ran for Congress, bro. If he
had
actually
to be
ran
the
for
Speaker
Congress
of the House.
in 2022, it was like I want to be Speaker of the House. Donald Trump as Speaker of the House would be so fucking hilarious, bro. And you wouldn't be able to get rid of the guy. Like
Sit
like,
down.
so
You
easy.
are a rude and terrible person. CNN should be ashamed having you work for them. That was great.
Oh man.
So this is an interesting story.
Okay.
New Jersey Department of Education reports, listen to this number, 4,200% increase. 4,200%.
That's 4200%.
4200 for those of you that didn't hear me correctly. Increase in students claiming to be non-binary in the last 4 years. So that's an average of over almost 1,000% a year.
That's
right?
ridiculous, bro.
Right? That's a crazy number. So the number of students in pre-kindergarten through senior year claiming to be non-binary in just one school district has increased from 16 to 675.
The indoctrination is
in
working.
3 years. So in 3 years, those 16 non-binary students, 10 were in high school. The youngest was in second grade. In 2021, the school, there was nearly 85 non-binary students. Now, the following year, there was another 375. So, again, you might say, it's only 600. It's not that serious.
No,
okay,
that's a
but
lot, bro.
let's talk about this. In 2020, right, or in 2019, because there was no school in 2020,
Right.
because they were being indoctrinated from their laptops,
Right.
there was 16, right? Then you go to the next year, and it was 85, right? Almost 70 more.
Wild.
Then the year after that, you go from 85 to 385 almost. So another 300. So every year that number goes up by 1,000%. And you don't think that there's some sort of indoctrination going on, right? And I hate that because people will turn around and be like, there's not. You guys are lying.
And you know what you tell them? You look them right in the face. You tell them to shut the fuck up because it's absolutely happening.
But no, my question
and
to you,
these stats prove that.
But what is happening, right? What is happening in schools that from 2021 to 2022, there's this mass exodus of heterosexuality in children? First of all, why are kids in grade school concerned about their sexual preferences? Because, again, I can tell you, look, I like women, but I wasn't really even thinking about girls till I was 14 or 15 years old. You know, I was playing sports. I was going to school. I was hanging out with friends. Like, I wasn't doing shit like that. So how is it that kids under the age of 14 are just waking up one day and being like, you're right, I'm non-binary?
Well, it's in the cartoons. It's in their favorite musicians talking about it.
I get it.
The teachers in schools. And some of these schools are making these kids salute this damn flag.
But then we can't turn around and say that there's not an indoctrination happening. You could sit there and say, this is where it needs to change, right? For the people that are okay with this, stop telling us there's not indoctrination happening and just saying, I'm okay with it. Right? Just come up and, like, again, you might not like me and Billy because we say what's on our mind. You'd be like, oh, my God. But just come out and be real. No, but just come out and be real and be like, you know what? I get it. I see it. I know it's happening, and I'm okay with it. Right? Don't hide and be like, it's not. Stop pretending it's not happening because data is proving you otherwise.
Demons rule the world right now, man.
Oh, there we go. You know,
well, speaking of demons.
So Obama had an interview on CNN on the X-Files. So corny. Where basically Obama is suggesting, again, and let's go back a couple episodes, we're going to get into this, digital fingerprint to counter misinformation.
Here we go again. We're right back.
Social credit.
Keep coming back, dude.
How long have we been talking about social credit score?
Bro, since like episode 7
and what is next week? Is July, right? Yeah. What's supposed to happen in July?
CBDC supposed
the
to launch.
Federal Reserve, that central banking
digital
system
currency,
where everything is starting to become digital. And you got a guy like Obama saying, well, if we could track what Billy Prempa is saying, we could label him as extreme.
Right.
We could label him as misinformation. We could label him as somebody you want to stay away from. And if Billy keeps going, maybe Billy doesn't get to travel. Maybe Billy doesn't get access to health care. Maybe Billy's digital credit card gets shut off momentarily.
I want to actually bring up another point, right? So this
was
what?
A couple days ago.
Like a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. Where's George Bush Jr.?
Well, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me can't get fooled again.
Now, where's Bill Clinton?
Oh, boy.
Or even Hillary Clinton? The reason why I'm bringing all these names up, this is the only motherfucker that's still showing up on TV consistently. Him and his
Hillary
wife,
was
bro.
on TV. She's been on
When?
TV. She's been on TV.
When? I haven't heard her in the fucking news.
She was just on TV talking about something like a couple days ago.
What, her book that no one's going to buy?
No. She was doing, I forget what it was, but I just saw a video. She was doing something.
I haven't seen her on TV in a while. But every time this guy comes out on television, he makes freaking headlines, bro.
Well, it's Obama.
Bro, first off, I listen, man. You heard it. This is what, episode 24? Episode 24 is probably like the 4th or 5th time I'm reiterating it. Watch, man. Michelle Obama's going to run, bro.
Well, they did say, I was watching something, now that you mentioned that, where they were talking about Michelle doing a soft campaign.
Exactly.
Yeah, because she's been on a couple talk shows, and like they're like, she's not doing a book, she's not doing any charity, like she's just out here.
It's the same thing Ron DeSantis did when everybody was like, oh, you better not run. I'm not going to run.
I'm just in fucking Wisconsin talking about taxes.
You're on the other side of the country, bro, nowhere near your state.
Fair enough.
Right.
All
So
right.
I'm telling you, bro.
Again, more important and scary than Big Mike running for president.
Well, Big Mike's going to make this happen.
Yeah, Big Mike. Yeah, well, of course.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why he's on TV.
Big Mike wants to tackle obesity, but Big Mike wants to tackle digital currency.
But Trump wants to tackle obesity.
I think you need to, and we're going to talk about that later. But this, for those of you that are not paying attention, this digital currency, this digital fingerprint, this digital social media tracking thing that's going on here, right? And this goes back to what I said in week 5 when we were talking about the ban on TikTok. This wasn't about them worried about China getting our data. This was because they wanted to be able to figure out how they were doing it.
Right.
They want to be able to track you the same way. And they were like, hey, not fair.
I want to do it too.
You know what I mean? It's like when you're a kid and you're and there's a toy that no one's fucking playing with until you pick it up, and then everybody wants that toy, right? China was like, "What do you mean you're not using all this spyware? Like, let's use this." So if people don't think, and you finally, a shout out to Billy for recommending watching The Great Awakening. We're gonna put the link up. You guys need to spend that hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes
live streaming in a couple days
to watch it. Holy crap. And
the best documentary, wasn't
we're
it?
going to spend, maybe next episode, we'll put it in. We'll talk more in depth about it. But they were talking about how China, and we talked about it on the show before that documentary.
That's why I said it, yeah.
The social credit score is coming. Mark my words.
Dude. It's here.
But they're going to implement it to where you can't buy groceries, you can't buy food, you can't pay for your bills, you can't travel, you can't do anything because I don't like what you say on social media, Billy.
Right.
And if you think it's not real, it's happening.
It's happening right now.
It's a scary thought.
Bro, that's why I told you got to watch that thing, man. You got to watch. Oh, yes. Oh, good. So you already put this. Did I put this or you put that?
I put this one.
Good, because I wanted to talk about
Go
this
ahead.
as well,
Take
too.
it.
So speaking of all the you know what's really annoying? Actually, let me pause for a second. I don't know if it's because it's the LGB month or whatever, but, bro, there's been a lot of...
called Pride Month.
I don't give a...
Say it with your chest, Billy. It's Pride Month.
No, pride is a sin. No. But Europe pumps the brakes on transgender care for minors amid uproar in the U.S. European countries are balking at approvals for gender transition services for minors, even as the U.S. medical community has pressed forward with the practice despite ethical questions. The U.S. is now an outlier on transgender issues in America. In that, American national medical groups are pressing lawmakers and regulators to not only allow but encourage gender transition services for minors who say they may be transgender.
Maybe.
While the UK, Sweden, Finland, Norway, and France all allow puberty blockers, that's insane to me, bro.
Crazy.
And gender transition surgeries, medical professionals there are pushing back on their use on their children in the UK. So the thing
so fucking nuts to read that out loud,
bro, because I'm like that sounds like something. Like you like on Family Guy, like something they would say on TV, and like that.
You got to read it in like Brian Griffin's voice,
right? Like that's not happening, bro. But like,
yeah,
that's happening. And you know what's crazy, bro? I predict this, bro. It's probably already happening now. Since you said that there was in that school district, they had that increase of 4,200% in these children that are identifying as water people,
yep,
or whatever the fuck they call
non-binary,
themselves now, whatever. But like identifying as whatever now.
Yep.
I bet you in the next couple of years, bro, it's gonna become very common for kids to be bullied if they're not on puberty blockers or they're not doing any of this.
You mean you're heterosexual?
Hey, Dave didn't cut his thing off. Let's throw rocks at his window. Make his life difficult.
Dave will never cut his thing off.
Well, we're gonna make your life difficult.
Me and my thing are like
the
this.
Pressure.
Nope.
We're gonna put pressure on you.
Yeah. We're
gonna cancel you.
Nope.
You're a bigot.
I just want to say, and this goes back to what I saw in that documentary, and like I do want to spend more time talking about it another week, but what they did in China when Mao Zedong took over was they neutralized gender.
Yep.
Right? Wake up, people.
Yep.
They neutralized gender in China. You know what they did? They got rid of all the religion and the statues. They got rid of all the historical figures and statues. Then what they did was they took the women and they made them cut their hair like boys. They dressed them in very unflattering clothing because now you've got no faith. You've got no spirituality. And now your sexuality, you don't care because I'm looking at somebody and I don't know if they're a boy or a girl. So all I have is God, and that's the government.
That's it.
That's what they want. And you guys, again, you're tinfoil, you're conspiracy. Bro, it's so similar, it's sickening. It's so similar,
it's exactly
sickening.
What's happening, bro. Exactly.
Right.
And the thing that's wild is all that took place in the 1950s up until where it is right now.
Right.
And I think I said this before in a previous episode where it's like America, we're one of the only countries in the world where we actually have the privilege of not giving a fuck about problems you should actually care about, right? The average person doesn't care about what's going on in Afghanistan or happening with these wars or dealing with the economy. We've got the professionals on television. We've got the doctors to handle this pandemic. We've given all of our personal responsibility to these bureaucrats and authoritarians.
We have put blind faith in the government.
Exactly.
Yep.
And now it's gotten to the point where it's like now that it's in front of our face, people are still trusting them. Not only are they still trusting them and going along with it, but they feel, oh, well, what's the use? What can we do? Without even realizing that not only is there more people that disagree with this than actually agree with it, they have gotten in people's minds so much that they believe that there's nothing they can do about it. And if I fear for what the next generation is going to have to deal with.
And you know what's craziest is I was reading something, and you would think that it's the dumb people who buy into this.
It's not.
And it's not.
It's the college-educated,
it's
super
the
smart.
Right. It's the educated people because think about it. right? We spend the first formidable years of your life from 4 years old to 17, 18 years old in a school system where you're taught by, again, who makes the curriculum? The state.
Right.
Who runs the state? The federal government.
Correct.
And then what do? You're told, go out there and get a higher education so you could get a better job. And then you spend the next 4 to 8 years, depending on your degree, at these financial institutions that, guess who runs? The federal government. Who gives them donors? Big pharma, big tech, these people who want to breed more people. So it's very hard for you to hear something from someone because I guess in layman's terms, someone would say I was uneducated because I don't have a college degree.
Right, me
right?
either.
Right.
I think it's the best decision I ever made, honestly.
Best
The
decision
military,
I've ever
I learned
made.
way more in the military than I could have ever learned
I
in
joined the
college.
workforce and I got out there in the real world and I saw what was
Right,
happening.
right,
And how much shit I did not know.
Right.
Right. And I learned.
I'm offended.
Listen, Juan, you're
He's
an
a
audio
doctor.
engineer. Look what you're doing. Give yourself a round of applause, bro. If you didn't go to college for your audio engineering degree, there would be no revival. Bring the applause back, bro. What are you doing?
I wanted to hear your speech.
You see, if you did not go to college to be an audio engineer, we would not have
Could
this
have no
show.
revive.
But everyone else,
Right, but Juan, time out. Juan went to school for a trade
Right.
that he had passion in,
Correct.
right? How many people do we know have $200,000 in debt so they could have
Liberal
a liberal arts degree?
liberal arts.
Right? Fucking, I went for, some bullshit degree that you can't do
Gender
anything
studies.
with. Crazy.
Gender studies.
It's real simple class. I could teach it in 20 minutes. Boy, girl, penis, vagina. End of class.
But what about people that think there's something else?
That's great. That's great. And that would go into like gender theory or some shit that doesn't. I don't know. I don't know.
See how you just thought about that? You kind of built it together. I want to know who the guy was that was like, yo, I got a brilliant idea to make millions of dollars, bro. We're going to convince these kids about gender studies, and here's how we're going to do it. The same way you just bullshitted that whole curriculum, bro, I'm pretty sure that's how that conversation went
1,000%. They were smoking a bunch of weed, taking PCP or something.
Like,
and
I
Yale,
got it. We're
here's
going to
what we
convince
do.
the chicks that they got dicks and convince the girls do it backwards, make them all
Yo,
crazy.
what if everyone with a dick, we told them just to push it in? Turn it into a vagina.
Let's teach people to cut their forearms off and make like a little
Right.
thing.
I said this before. Remember when you were 16 years old listening to emo music and you decided to cut your wrist or the inside of your thigh, that was mutilation.
Right.
But now a 9-year-old telling me they want to chop their pecker off, that's self-care.
You got it.
Self-care is like getting in a bubble bath and listening to some fucking music while you have a
Word,
aromatherapy
word.
kit. Not cutting your vagina into pieces and make it into a fake floppy Oscar Mayer wiener.
Oh, no.
That's horrible.
Oh, no.
Oh, I see the picture.
You're a bigot, though, man.
Yo, shut up. I'm
you're
not, bro. If it makes you happy,
You are a racist.
fine.
You are a bigot. You are not tolerant.
You never seen that? You watch South Park ever?
Of course I was.
You see where they all went and got plastic surgery and fucking Stan wanted to play basketball so that he got surgery to make him black
Oh,
and they made
yeah,
him
yeah,
taller.
yeah.
And the dad was like, I've always wanted to be a fucking dolphin. And like they fucking put like a fin on him and like a blowhole and like all this stuff. And he was like, so wait, I'm not really a dolphin? He's like, no.
No.
He's like, so I'm just a mutilated man? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. You know?
That's it, dude.
You know, like again, if that makes you happy, fine. But it doesn't change, dude. Like again, let's go back to the 90s. Michael Jackson wanted to be white so bad. He's still a black
No,
man.
he actually had vitiligo, bro.
Eh.
No, he actually did, bro.
Okay.
Listen, I'm one of the biggest
But
Michael
all the
Jackson fans
plastic
in the world.
surgery that he did
Plastic
on his
surgery,
nose,
yes,
he
yes,
wanted
yes.
to look more white because he was made to feel bad by his dad,
Yeah.
who was a piece of shit, rotten hell. You know, made him feel bad for being black, right? He had to make his nose smaller. He had to get his hair permed. Like, he wanted to appear more white because his dad was like, nobody's going to love you because you're black,
Yeah.
right? And it was fucked up. But that's maybe the society, like, we're going to make you feel bad for being feminine. Women, you should not be feminine.
Be a man.
Right? Feminism.
Get
right?
on the workforce.
You could do this.
Climb that corporate ladder.
Bro, I showed Billy this video. We were going to put it in Sheep of the Week. It's 2 Marines. It's a female Marine
yeah.
and a male Marine. And they were like, let's see, you know, how they match up to show that there's equality amongst the gender. And the woman goes running at this man, and this man levels her,
Quickly.
turned her into a goddamn pancake.
Damn, son.
And again, look, if that's what makes you happy, I'm here for it. Like, go be happy. But it doesn't make it the reality. And like I said, it's these educated people that are the harder ones to believe because they're so indoctrinated they don't even realize you're indoctrinated.
Because they've been taught all kinds of theories. For example, gender is a construct,
Yeah.
right? It's not real. It's a construct. Bro, like you seen that documentary, right? What is a Woman?
No, I didn't watch
You
it.
gotta watch that one,
Yeah.
bro. So
I've seen the clips from it.
It's
though.
great though.
Yeah.
There's a
Very,
scene.
very good documentary.
You seen it
bro.
too?
Mhm,
Yeah. In fact, Elon put it on Twitter. Not
Yeah,
too long
okay.
ago.
he did,
You can stream it on Twitter now, bro. Freaking Matt Walsh goes to Kenya, right, to go
Right.
hang with, like, you know, the guys out in the village in the bush, right, the guys that hunt and live their life, right, and he's telling them all these things about America, and he's like, yeah, so can a woman ever become a man, or can a man ever become a woman? And these guys are genuinely perplexed, like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Like, that's not possible. It's like, well, in America, yeah, you can change it, you can do this. And he was like, it's such a foreign
I saw
concept.
as the clip I saw on Facebook. They were like,
it's a
what?
foreign concept, man.
He was like, the guy was translating it to like the tribe leader, and they were all like,
what are you on, bro?
what are you talking? Yeah. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. And people do need help. And that goes back to how much time we keep spending on talking about mental health in America.
Yeah.
You know. Let's get to speaking of people who have mental health issues.
Oh man, yeah, we got quite a. This is quite a bit to unpack here. So I was gonna make a joke about this story initially.
Do it.
When come on, people they died, bro. Listen, man. This
You
guy
would have had a better survival rate jumping out of a plane with no parachute than doing
probably
that.
Would. You
100%.
probably would. But and I'm
Fill
gonna,
them in
I'm
for
gonna,
those
I'm,
that
I'm gonna
don't
tell
know.
you why I thought it was funny at first. But now that the story has come out, this article is a little bit older. This came out 12 p.m. earlier today. But we found out earlier that the submarine ran out of oxygen. The submarine imploded, and all crew members succumbed to the explosion. They passed away. They didn't make it, which is sad, man. But the part that I wanted to laugh at is in the next video here. So, actually, this is supposed to come after that slide.
All right, so play play the video and then go back.
Right, that's fine. So go forward.
Go forward.
Yeah. Again. There we go. Okay, so in this video, this is a short snippet from an interview that was done with the CEO of this company. And he's talking about what they look for in the people that they hire and why they hire them. So the reason why I thought it was funny was because at the time, these people are lost at the bottom of the sea. Like, we have no clue where they are. They're trying to find the Titanic. They disappeared. And this is what they prioritized over safety. Listen to this.
Hiring people.
Yes, I mean, when I started the business, one of the things you'll find there are other sub-operators out there, but they typically have gentlemen who are ex-military submariners, and you'll see a whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys. I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, and I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to go pursue marine technology. But a 25-year-old, who's a sub-pilot or a platform operator, one of our techs, can be inspirational.
Pause for a second.
So we really tried to.
I just want to pull something out. Another thing they mentioned, that little video game controller she's holding in her hand, they made it.
That's how you steer it.
Well, yeah, apparently it's like, yeah, you can steer it with just this video game controller. We're making
know,
it so
I
edgy.
know.
Yeah, but for the people at home that don't know.
It's,
right?
yeah.
Which I thought that was kind of dumb. I was like, well, anyway. Carry on.
To get very intelligent, motivated, younger individuals involved, because we're doing things that are completely new. We're taking approaches that are used largely in the aerospace industry, is related to safety and some of the preponderance of checklists, things we do for risk assessments and things like that are more aviation related than ocean.
Shame.
Yeah, go back to the slide.
Yeah, so the guy went on to say that if you're going to inspire a 16-year-old kid, this is where their fucking priorities are at. You're about to go to the bottom of the ocean. Like, the Titanic brought some bodies with it, man.
Yeah.
You're about to go down there and explore that, okay? What he prioritized over safety was, we need someone young and inspirational to inspire the 16-year-olds in the next generation. Nobody wants to hear from the typical former military 50-year-old white marine biologist guy. We need someone young who can drive this ship with a freaking Xbox controller to motivate them to come out here.
Yeah.
And here's the craziest part about this, right? This article, this was from earlier this afternoon. This is actually shortly after the accident took place. This article came out. Extreme danger. Ex-OceanGate employee alleges firing for raising concerns over missing Titanic sub. Go to the next slide.
Wait, we're going back. That's what we're doing.
Backwards.
Yes, sir.
That's
Sorry
it.
about that. Sorry about that, guys. There
Where
we
the
are.
hell is it? Where the hell is it?
That's the one.
No, that's not it. Go forward. It's supposed to be like a...
Oh, you're right. You're right. I didn't
Yes.
see that.
There
Sorry
we go.
about that.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
So, breaking update. The submersible that vanished while on tour of the Titanic's wreckage likely imploded, killing all 5 people on board, the Coast Guard says. A former employee of OceanGate alleged in a 2018 counterclaim. Now, he was sued for breach of contract and for revealing company secrets, apparently, because he made these statements. So he sued them in return, saying that he was fired for raising concerns about quality control and testing of potential flaws in the same experimental submersible that went missing this week when its crew passengers with its crew and passengers on an underwater tourist venture to seek the wreckage of the Titanic. David Lockridge, an engineer and submarine pilot, claimed in his counterclaim against OceanGate that he was hired in 2015 by the Everett Washington Company to ensure the safety of all crew and clients during the submersible and surface operations of the vessel called Titan. But when he expressed concerns about the design and testing of the mini-sub's hull, he said he was terminated by the company. So by you literally telling the truth, like, hey, man, it's like if you're driving down the block with a flat tire, and I'm like, hey, man, you got a flat tire. That thing's going to come off. Oh, no, and then you give me shit for doing that, right? So if I
Call
work,
the cops.
right. Like I'm calling the cops on this guy,
Yeah.
right? It's like you see the problem here. You work on these damn submarines, and rather than actually dealing with that problem or resolving that problem, their focus was on being woke, I suppose, or trying to inspire the next generation more so than safety, which is scary to me because, like, had one of these people been a young adult, like they said, that was on that submarine and they died because of this kind of stupidity, how do you explain that to their family? They probably wouldn't go down to the Titanic, granted.
It kind of goes deeper.
Let's go.
Because if you think about this, in 1912, the Titanic was set to travel to New York City.
Correct.
Right.
There were some interesting people on board.
Very interesting. Well, I didn't go that deep yet. We're still here. We're not Titanic depth yet.
We haven't hit the
But
iceberg yet.
they ignored safety concerns because they wanted to beat the estimated time of arrival to New
Correct.
York by a few hours. So they deviated from course and they went faster than they were supposed to go.
Right.
Because the ship is unsinkable and blah, 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 blah. And we all know, obviously, what happened
Definitely
to the
sinkable.
Titanic. You go even deeper than that. Who was on board of the Titanic?
There were several members that were going up against the Federal Reserve Bank.
Well, that wasn't a
Anything
thing
else?
at the time,
Well,
but
they
the
were-
guy who basically owned like 60% of fucking America was on this ship.
Correct.
Right? And all the people of J.P. Morgan and all these other bigwigs were supposed to get on the ship.
But they decided not
At the
to.
last minute, they didn't go on this ship.
Kind of like 9/11.
Oh, man.
Remember that?
How do you forget it?
Yeah, right. Like what's the guy's name? Larry Silverstein, I believe his name was. That took out the $1 billion insurance policy specifically for terrorism, just days before a terrorist attack actually happened.
You know, at the same time that
And
the
he wasn't
Pentagon
there?
went missing with like trillions of dollars.
Come on, man.
Nothing to see here. I do want to comment on this story because, again, look, it's sad that these people died, but I also have zero sympathy.
Low key, I'm the same way.
No fucking sympathy. These people paid $250,000 to get in what looks like a septic tank that was controlled by a Bluetooth 5 Below wireless Logitech PlayStation remote control with zero. There's no window on it either. So you were looking through a monitor screen, which you could have done from the surface on the boat.
With a drone.
And you paid all this money, and then they showed a picture of what it looked like in there. They look like sardines in a can. And I'm supposed to feel bad that somebody who had $250,000 thought that's the best way to spend that money?
That's kind of scary, man. Now, I used to be quite the Titanic enthusiast. Fun fact for the
it's
people
great.
at home, bro. Like, when I was 5, I had, like, every book you could think of about the Titanic, bro. One of the largest books I ever read was, like, about 1,000 pages or so.
Damn.
With everything. All about the Titanic. I knew about the engines, all that shit, bro. I don't remember much of it now, but I was very big on it. So that's something, I'll be completely honest.
I'd love to do it.
That's what I was about to say.
But that, when it's never been done and you're
Not
literally...
in that thing. No.
That looks scary.
I'll stay on the ship, bro. Like, I'm already...
Yeah.
Listen, black people don't do some of these
When
things,
you make
man,
like
you
an
know?
actual submarine, like a military grade one, and I was talking about this with somebody earlier today. I'm like, when it's been done and there's been like 50, 60 trips, no problems, other people do it.
Right.
I'll be like, okay. I'm down.
I'll try it.
I'll go. I'd love to see it. Right? Fun fact, when I was 5 or 6 years old, I cried every time I heard My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion
This
because
guy's a punk.
that shit Bro,
Weak.
all I'm going to say is there was room for both of them on that door.
There
Rose
was.
played
There
him.
was, bro.
She was like, I'm going to
camera-
wait for you to die, and then I'm going to get this money.
Right.
Like, you're just a poor dude I slept with on the boat.
I
Like,
don't need you in my life.
yeah, die, bro.
You know?
Shh. You know what I
I
mean?
gotta cut
Talk
you off.
about, like, trying to get rid of your side piece. Like, you let him die.
Listen, man.
He saved you twice
Some of these
and
women are-
painted you like a French girl, you whore.
Some of these women are ruthless, man.
Now he turned into a Gyarados, actually.
Wow.
The Pokemon?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Shut up, Juan.
No, but yeah, let me just interject on this whole situation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not buying it, bro.
Yes.
It's because I kind of feel like it's a circle, the same exact thing, bro. Like you were just basically saying, like
Yeah.
they were testing this shit. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Just like they were testing the Titanic situation.
Mhm.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like there's something missing in here, man. And I kind of feel like this is why it's headline to get everybody distracted.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Me and Juan were talking about this before you got here. And normally I'm the most tinfoily in the room. And Juan hit me. Juan is not a tinfoil hat guy. So for those of you that just heard him say that, just know that's not where he comes from ever. And I was sitting there and we were talking about it. He was like, yo, Dave, don't you think it's a little strange? Like, do you really think they went down there? You really think this billionaire, right, just decided to risk his maiden fucking voyage and go down there? Like, this guy got everything. And he did this. And again, as I'm putting together the slides, every single news channel, big article right on the headline talking about this submersible, talking about this. More people are concerned about these 5 idiots that went down in the septic tank than they are that the Nord Stream pipeline was possibly blown up by America.
Definitely was.
More people are concerned about this Titanic going down than the fact that we are seeing the fentanyl numbers that we're seeing, that Joe Biden was impeached, that Hunter Biden's laptop is real, that Donald Trump is being prosecuted. There's 2-tier justice system. The FBI just came out and said that they're basically weaponized by the Democrat Party. No peep, no coverage. But we're all supposed to believe that you idiots got in a sardine can, and I'm going to feel bad that you imploded? Like, it's basic fucking science, bro.
That, now that you break it down like that, that's kind of interesting, bro.
It's top.
You could have dropped. Maybe there's a ship that went down there, but I don't think anybody was on it.
You think? I don't know, man.
If you could control it from inside that thing with a Bluetooth wireless controller, who's to say they couldn't do that from the surface?
And think about it.
That's a good point.
It's happening now when all this craziness was going on.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's a good point.
With Hunter Biden's laptop, with the situation with the president. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, we want to get everybody out of the way from looking into this. So let's try to hit them with something just randomly.
Yeah. No, and I agree. And I've always been a skeptic of that. And when something like this happens, and it just does, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Right? You're telling me that this guy was charging. You really want me to believe that somebody had $250,000 to spend, and they looked at that fucking death trap and was like,
that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I'm about it. I mean, let's go.
People jump out of planes for $200 though.
That's what I'm. But that's for $200. But the amount of money looking at that, if I got inside and you were like, you want to see how I drive this thing, and you showed me that controller,
I'm out. Yo, word
I'm
up.
gone.
Word up. I'm out, dog.
Bro,
like,
my
I'm good
phone,
on that,
I can't
100%.
even connect my phone to Bluetooth through my headset at the gym if I'm too far from my
Right.
phone. But you're going to tell me we're going to go 12,000 leagues under the fucking sea with this Logitech remote, and I'm buying it?
Yo,
See?
yeah, you break it down like that. Yeah,
It don't make sense.
Dog, I'm not doing that.
You're like, so we going to see the Titanic. Well, hold up. You're not actually going to see the Titanic. It's a camera on the outside. You're going to look on this little monitor. But climb in this capsule and let's go down. Oh, by the way, the only thing that's allowing us to go back to the surface is this fucking plastic remote. You know what I'm saying?
That is Bluetooth. That's the wildest
Bluetooth?
part. Now that I think about it, that is crazy, bro. Like, wait a minute.
And 5 motherfuckers with $250,000 were like,
That's
let's
a good idea.
go.
They could have got a wired cable remote, if anything. Now that I think about that, that is absolutely insane,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying, bro. They literally just did some David Blaine shit where they like put him in his tube and he's like, I am planning to. I can see that David Blaine did that. They're going to put me in a submersible and send me down to the Titanic. I have 24 hours to escape before I run out of oxygen. And everyone's like, oh. And David Blaine's out there like sipping a Mai Tai like, ha, I did it. And everyone's like, oh my God, how did he do it? You know what I mean? Like, it don't make sense.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Biden's falling down. Fetterman can't speak English. The country's collapsing. Migrants are overrunning. The fucking economy is going down while the housing market's going up. Food costs is still ridiculously high. We forgot the fact that we're still all paying over $3 a gallon for gas. And you want me to be concerned about the 5 people that spent $250,000 to go in what looks like Grandpappy's septic tank.
That's a good point.
I'm not buying it.
You see, man, this guy just put the tinfoil on my head. That's actually
You got the tinfoil dreadlock boy. Boop, boop, boop. Drop the Jamaican horns. Oh, man.
All right.
Yo, so, again, we are on our 3rd week of Men's Health Month.
Yes.
And the topic today we want to talk about is health and wellness, right? And I read this article because I was looking, I'm like, I want to talk about men's health and wellness and diet and all that stuff.
Right.
And I came across this article. It's from a couple days ago. So, so the American Medical Association, which is the largest council of doctors in the world, has now deemed the body metric, the BMI, basically your BMI scale, as racist. Racist. right? I don't think I have a second slide for this one, but I read it, and it basically is saying that they have created this scale because it's disproportionate to black and Hispanic.
How?
I don't know. Basically, so BMI basically will say you take how tall you are, you take how much you weigh, you divide the number, you times it by a certain number, and it tells you your body mass index.
Right.
Where it's basically like, well, if you're between 15 and 19%, like you're fit, anything above that, you are obese, right? And
that's common sense, yeah.
Common sense, but that's racist because apparently the black and Latin communities are not as tall, or they weigh more, or they don't have access to this or that, whatever excuse it is, because they want you to believe that being in shape is wrong. It's racist.
Lizzo is fucking in good shape.
Yeah. So I wanted to take it a step further, right? Because we've been talking about this last week we talked about mental health for men. This week I want to talk about exercise and diet and things like this, right? There was an article I also read that exercise is based in white supremacy.
That is
right? Lifting weights is based in white supremacy. If you don't know, now you know. But and obviously, like I was talking to Juan about this. I got Juan. Juan's on his fitness journey, bro, hitting the gym, eating good. And Juan's been on it. Juan's been on it now for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, yo, how do you feel? And he's like, bro, I feel great.
Good.
He's putting good shit in his
I see
body.
the progress too.
And yeah, but we live again in a society that's telling you, don't exercise. That's racist. Don't worry if you're fat. That's racist too. And it's because I'm convinced that they want a slow, fat, low testosterone male population that doesn't care.
He lifts weights. He's a racist.
The first part's right. The second part's not.
He's a bigot because he can bench press 250 pounds.
275, but
See? He had to correct me because he's racist.
Extra racism. Yeah.
That's pure stupidity.
But I want to ask you, because I know you've worked out before and things like that. And do you think that eating right or exercise makes you a bad? Like, why is there such a push to make people feel bad for wanting to take care of themselves?
It's like the conversation I was talking about the last time Darius was here, when I mentioned that you can't possibly call yourself a patriot or someone who loves this country or someone who loves this family or any of these things if you're not in good shape. If you're not in good shape, you can't fight. You can't defend anybody. Right. You can't even defend yourself. So what better way to control a population that, one, they can't think for themselves. They think they're completely different genders. They don't have the capacity to fight back. We've taken their guns. We've got them on a grid where they're completely controlled. They're 100% sheep.
Yeah.
And they don't even have the means to try and fight back. The best way to do this is like we mentioned earlier before, is get these kids who think they're smart because they have an expensive, stupid piece of paper, and they went to some university.
They know better.
They can virtue signal and tell you that it's like, well, we're smarter than you because my professor, who's 750 fucking pounds, told me that it's actually beautiful and healthy. Right. And someone back in like ancient freaking Native American times or whatever, he was fat or whatever, so that's how we know it's legitimate. They'll make some crazy-ass, ridiculous argument to try and justify that.
Yeah, and I just want to jump on that, and I don't know if I said this last week, but America is the only country in the world where its poorest people are its fattest.
Right. That's actually
Think about that. America's the only country that its poor people are fat. Every other country you go to, poor people are skinny. Right? It's because of the food that we have access to, this cheap, garbage, processed shit. Yeah. And I'm here to say this, as a big man, you're a big man. It's not like we're out here.
I'm losing weight.
Because we're on a journey.
Exactly.
But I'm just going to come out and say this. We're not here to attack fat people in the regard of, oh my God, but listen, ask any person that's big. Nobody wants to be fat.
No.
That's not fucking sexy.
No.
It's not cool. There's nothing sexy about getting winded walking upstairs.
No.
There's nothing appealing about clothes that fit you in the summer when you go to put them on next spring don't fit. There's nothing cool about feeling like you're going to have a heart attack anytime you do something physical. So, when we applaud the Lizzos of the world, I'm sure she, and again, I don't know her. I'm sure she's a nice person. I'm sure she's done some great charity work, but that's not sexy, okay? It's not. You're trying to, and those people don't think it's sexy either, okay? Right? I see those people. I get it. There's people who have glandular problems. There's people who have emotional trauma and they use it for, I get all that.
Right.
I get all that, but we have to stop being afraid of saying, hey man, you're fat and you should diet. And we should talk to people about healthy ways to change their lifestyles. It's not racist to go to the gym. It's not racist to diet. The BMI scale was not put there to make black and brown people feel, like they're lesser than.
Right.
We got to talk about the real issues, and that's because they don't want you to be strong, right? If me or Billy, we're big dudes. If we go down, how many people do we know that could carry us?
Nah.
I mean, I can carry you. You can carry me.
Carry you, yeah.
But how many people are out there, like, if you went down, they're
over.
carrying your big ass?
It's over.
It's not happening.
Yo, that's actually kind of scary, bro.
Right? If we was out here, some shit went down, bro, and I wasn't there, and you had somebody else, like, these people, like, bro, they're putting these hormones in food. Oh, that's a tinfoil.
No,
I
that's
was
a
reading
fact, bro.
something that all this Beyond shit that I used to eat, this vegan, plant-based
Terrible,
stuff,
dude.
they put estrogen in it.
Oh, yeah.
More estrogen, actually, in one, and there's a bunch of articles, and I searched, there's a bunch of articles saying that
for the next episode, bring them up.
there was a bunch of articles saying that I was misinformation, right? It's misinformation that the vegan Whopper at Burger King
Nasty
has
too, bro.
more estrogen in it than what they would give to a person that was looking for estrogen supplements
Really?
in one burger.
That's disgusting. It doesn't even taste good, honestly.
No. And I did it, and I was a vegan for 4 years. And you know what? My testosterone went down. My strength went down. My ability to want to be more manly, it went down, and that's by design.
He became a beta for a second.
For real, dog. I was the most alpha beta there was, but
Yeah, I'm big as fuck, but
I like soy.
I have emotions.
No, but we need to we need to get rid of that. No fat person wants to be fat, right?
Yeah.
Look, I'm a big dude. I don't like being a big dude. There's nothing cool about me and Billy trying to figure out how to make this table higher to cover our man tits. There's nothing sexy about
Watch
it.
episode 1 and see
Yo,
how
we
fat I
was
was.
fat. We were both fat as fuck.
Dude, yeah, we were sitting on these little couches.
Yo,
like
that's why we got rid of them.
Yeah, exactly. We were like, we need a table to hide the guts.
Yeah, bro, we looked bad.
But bro, what actually
Yeah.
got me to like really start taking my health seriously, man, is during that campaign in 2022, bro. I'm going to fundraise at the fundraisery and the steak
Eating,
and this,
yeah.
chicken thing, you having a soda, whatever. I got really fucking fat.
and you had high stress too.
Oh, bro, stress.
stress.
Oh God,
Yeah.
it was stressful. I'm not gonna comment, but it was stressful. But in January of 2023, bro, I'm coming up the stairs, bro, in my house. Not even a lot, bro. I'm like halfway.
Yo, you called me.
I called you.
You
You
called
remember
me.
that day,
You
right?
were like, I think I'm having a heart attack.
Bro,
I remember this
dude,
day.
yeah, man.
You called. It was like 11:30 at night.
Dude.
You're like, bro, I went downstairs to get an Amazon package. I feel
I-
like I'm having a heart attack.
Yo,
I remember that
dude.
call.
I was 306 pounds at that time, bro.
Damn,
Believe it or
son.
not.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I was 306, and I look at the pictures now, and I'm like, fuck, I was a mammoth, bro. I look
Yo,
terrible,
that Snapchat I took of you was the best. It was me and Billy at a restaurant. We were out with Kim Klasick and
Klasick,
Darren, and I'm like, yo, we out here.
I'm eating
we
a
having
burger,
dinner.
stuff in my
And
face.
He's
Look
literally
at-
mid-bite. He goes, don't fucking post that. I look like a fucking mammoth. And I started dying, bro. But it's true.
bro.
And now but look, you're taking care of yourself for the
Dude.
most part. You're eating better. How do you feel?
I feel a million times better. But honestly, what I've been doing is I've just honestly been watching what the hell I've been eating.
Right.
I've been eating a lot more meat.
Yeah.
Trying to restrict carbs as much as possible.
Yeah.
Not even restricted in an insane way.
The
like,
bad carbs, though.
Yeah, bro. Like for example, bro, like fucking love noodles. My girlfriend makes noodles all the time.
Yeah.
Gotta have it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, fucking, I try and eat more meat as much as possible, and I don't eat as frequently as I used to, but I've always been that way.
Right.
And I noticed that when I was eating a lot of carbs, eating a lot of sugars and shit like that,
Yeah.
I'd end up eating more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like my body. Perfect example, right? You have one of those McDonald's burgers, and you're like, oh man, I'm full.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, bro, you feel like you didn't even eat anything, bro. It's
Yeah.
like all empty shit that you're putting
Because
in your body.
it's what it is that food is full of carbohydrates and sugars that spike your blood sugar.
Correct.
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel full. And then what happens is it's not really sustainable. It drops you down even lower. So you're not actually hungry because you've eaten food, right?
Right.
You've eaten a pound of burger. But your mind is like, I need something, right? I've noticed that if I eat a salad, right, with
Yeah.
putting cashews on it, putting celery and
seafood and
some
that shit.
vegetables,
Yeah.
and I use fresh fruit, and I'll have either chicken or shrimp, I'm fuller
It'll hold you
longer.
all day. Yeah,
Because
I
you're
recently
eating
figured that out.
sustainable shit that
Yeah.
doesn't spike you, and it keeps you, like, and we were talking, because I remember when Juan, I'm not picking on him, but, like 2 weeks ago, I was like, yo, how you doing? Like 2-3 days in. He's like, he was miserable. I was like, that's your body, bro. Like, people don't realize you detox from food almost the same way you do from drugs.
Right.
Like, sugar is just as fucking hard to detox from as heroin.
Yeah.
People don't. Did you know that cheese releases the same chemical that heroin does?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just
that's why
as
it's so
addictive.
difficult to quit that.
Right.
But cheese is good, man. I mean,
It is delicious, but there's really no nutritional value. And as long as you understand there's no nutritional value in cheese, people are like, there's calcium. Shut the fuck up.
There isn't.
Shut the fuck up. It's just delicious. Like, let's call it what it is. I'm Italian. I love cheese. But there's no nutritional value in cheese. But it makes you feel high. You enjoy it, right? The same thing. People don't realize soda. He stopped drinking soda too. I haven't drank soda in years. My guilty pleasure is I go to the movies once in a while. I get my popcorn and I'll have like a cherry vanilla Coke. That is the only time I drink soda because you know what? They don't know. Everybody looks at the sugar, right? I'm watching sugar. I'm watching my sugar.
Right.
Nobody looks at the sodium levels.
Yes.
So
bro.
they fucking load that soda up with sodium
to make you more thirsty
and then cover it with the sugar.
Yeah.
So you're like, ooh, oh, this Coke is good. I want more. No, you don't want more. You're just dehydrated.
Yeah.
So you think you need more.
Isn't that freaking diabolical, bro?
Well, they used to put actual cocaine in Coca-Cola.
See, but that was different. They were using that like
Bring that back.
Oh no, that would be a terrible idea. There's some people that that's a terrible.
Them
idea.
old timey doctors, bro. They were the shit. You might have some ghosts in your blood. Do some cocaine and call me in the morning. You got ghosts in your blood. They would say the most random shit with that big bag. They'd put like the fucking stethoscope on your forehead. Be like,
he's not gonna make it.
Looks like polio.
Do
like,
a line.
Yeah, here's some methamphetamine.
Oh, terrible.
Strap them to a chair. We need an exorcism. They were great. Those guys are great. Were they any different than the doctors that peddle fear nowadays?
Trust the science, bro. Trust it.
Same science.
It's the truth.
Same science, though.
It's the truth, man.
So for the men's health, again, for this month, I want every man and woman, right, because I don't want to discriminate, but even though it's for men's health, I want everyone to spend the next week doing one thing, and that's I want you to be accountable for what you eat.
Yeah.
I want you to be accountable for the things that you put in your body. Try it for a week, right? Focus. How much water, right? You guys see this on every episode. I have my big bottle. This is my second one of the day.
Like 3 liters, maybe?
This is a half-gallon bottle. So 2 of these is a gallon. I try to drink 2. At minimum, I drink 1 every single day. What's your water intake? What are you doing for breakfast? Are you waking up? Are you intermittent fasting? Some people, there's so many diets out there. But for the next week, I want people to be accountable about what they put in their body, right? You know, we're talking about the obesity rate and how many people go, what's the number one thing when you ask people if they go to the gym? They go, I don't have time.
Yeah.
Those are the same fat fucks that wait 30 minutes for Chick-fil-A in line.
This is true. This is true.
You know, I don't got time to work out, but you
true.
spent your lunch break waiting in line for chicken nuggets.
This is true.
I don't want to hear the excuses. So for the next week, hold yourself accountable. Hit the gym. Even if you don't have a gym membership, walking for 30 minutes will greatly increase your serotonin levels. It will help you burn calories.
Look what happened to Darius. Yeah.
Great.
You know, it's helping him out big time.
This is how Billy
Just
asked you
walking.
to come door knock for him for his campaign.
You guys want to lose some weight?
Yo, you
2024, come out and knock some doors with us every Saturday and every other day.
You will lose weight.
But I was gaining weight because
you were stressed out.
Well, and I'm going to fundraiser
Right.
after that guy. We're gonna go knock doors and then eat like 15 steaks to Brownstone. Or something.
No, but be accountable. Wake up early. Do something.
Yeah.
Better for yourself. First thing I do in the morning, I make my bed. Right? Because I watched a video talking about if the first thing you do is make your bed.
That sounds like military.
It is. It's a military thing.
PTSD right now.
But it's about making you doing something positive for the day.
Yeah.
Right? Get out, go to the gym. I'm a sucker. The first thing I do, I wake up, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm watching videos. Like, put the phone down, go to the gym, go for a walk. Make yourself something nutritious with healthy fats, avocados, peanuts,
Love 'em.
tree nuts, right? Things like that. Have yourself, don't go out and have 4 eggs for breakfast because you just consumed 28 grams of fat in your fucking breakfast.
That's kind of headache.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. I was eating. I'm like, I'm gonna have 4 eggs. I'm big. Yeah, bro. I'd say half my daily fat.
Like in Rocky, like when he drinks the eggs. You were doing that?
Yeah. No, I was cooking it.
I thought that was the
with
wildest
cheese
thing.
and turkey and avocados, and then I put that in an app that I had, and I was like, holy shit, my breakfast has 36 grams of fat. I'm only allowed 50 for the day. What am I supposed to eat for the rest of the day?
Starve.
Right. Make healthy choices for this week. We'll be back next week with one more tip for the end of Men's Health Month.
Let's go. All right.
Oh, where are we at now, Billy?
Ladies and gentlemen, so the Revive USA website is back up and running. It should. Well, actually, no. By the end of the night, the website should be back.
Oh, it was hacked, right?
Yeah, and
Fucker.
To that guy who hacked the website, fuck you. I know who you are.
I have a very particular skill set.
I do.
I will find you.
I already know who it is. But the website will be up back by the end of the day. The shop is still available. You can go out and purchase some shirts, purchase some hoodies. We're gonna have some
Revive Your
flags
Line
on
shirt's
them.
coming.
Revive Your Line shirt's going to be coming pretty soon.
I like it.
And we've also got these brand new party hoodies.
Yo, that should look good on you, Billy.
It does look very good.
And we got the
brand new party
flag
in the back too.
I
as well,
know.
too, yeah.
That's been there.
Right. Brand new party hoodies are going to be available on the website along with the
hats and tank
the finish
tops
as well too.
Yeah.
I need a tank top.
I got
actually.
you. I got it.
He hand sews them in his basement. This guy.
Oh, so good.
So gentle.
So gentle.
Okay. And also, guys, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe on our Rumble website. Go to www.rumble.com/user/revive US America.
Damn.
Follow the live stream. Share with your friends and family. Tell them to sit down and watch it. Listen to what we're talking about.
Yeah, anybody, honestly, we've turned non-believers into actual followers, that people that watch on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
Shout out, Grandma. She's still watching.
Big up to Grandma.
Big up to Grandma. I told you she texted us right after the show.
She's
I was like,
oh, bless your heart.
Thanks, sweetie pie.
You guys are so great.
Yeah, I love my grandma.
Patriot Grandma.
Call your grandma if you haven't called her
Yes,
today.
call your grandma.
Shit, I didn't call mine today. I got to call mine. I'll call you tomorrow, man, I
bet
promise.
She's going to call you before the show's over.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I called you before you could call me.
No, I did talk to her on the phone yesterday. But
I'm going to be having dinner tomorrow with my mom. It's gonna be
that's
awesome.
good.
I love my mom.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my mom.
So we were. Is this the same? Is this a different guy?
Yes,
Same guy?
no, this is the same thing. So
Tell everybody.
So tonight we were supposed to have a special guest on the show to talk specifically about this story that you're going to see on the screen shortly. Perrin Mosca, the now former mayor of Rochelle Park, New Jersey. For those of you guys that don't know, Rochelle Park is in District 9, where I will be running for Congress again in 2024.
Say it louder.
Where I will be running for Congress in 2024.
Drop the horns. Well, I wish I could vote for you, but I got Darius. It's pretty good.
You can vote for
That's
Darius.
decent.
Darius is a nice guy.
He's
Darius is a good guy. Darius Mayfield. Let's go. Darius Mayfield for Congress. Darius for America. Right? That's the website, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Shout out to Darius Mayfield.
Shout out Darius.
But so I woke up this morning. No, not this morning. Last night I was about to go to bed, and I got a phone call from him actually, and he was telling me like, yeah, I just got ousted from the city, the township committee, and I'm like, what the hell happened? He was telling me that it was because of the gay flag and stuff like that. But me, I'm someone who's been attacked by the media a lot.
No,
I've heard many times. I've had stories twisted. I've had truths be omitted. So I was like, I needed to know a lot more about what happened. And I'm a firm believer in everyone should have the ability to state their case, tell their story, talk about what's going to happen. Perrin was supposed to be on the show earlier tonight, but fortunately,
yes,
he's actually expecting a new baby, a new addition to the family.
Congratulations.
Baby number 7.
So once everything is settled and you get your baby home safely, the invitation is out.
Yeah, we could chat about it again in the future. But so baby number 7's coming. Congratulations.
7?
Number 7, yeah, man. Bro, listen, man.
7?
Listen, bro. Be fruitful and multiply. There's a commandment in the Bible, bro.
Yeah, but
bro, if I can have a football team of 20, I'm doing it.
If I could afford it, sure, but that's a lot.
Listen, man, God will provide a way.
It's Joe Biden's America.
He'll provide a way.
Okay.
He will. It's true.
All right.
But one of the things that really upset me about this, right, is this statement. And I don't want to throw shade at the guy because I like him very much. I consider him a good friend. Frank Valenzuela, he's the chairman of the Rochelle Park Republican Club. He made a statement to the media, which I think he shouldn't have made. I think that the statement kind of just drags the Republicans in the dirt unnecessarily. But basically, what the article or what the news has been saying is that he's been ousted because of this LGBT flag, right? But I'm going to read a little bit of the article for some people that can't really see what it says. And I hate fucking Insider New Jersey because they always have to write in such a way where they drag you in a way. Longtime GOP leader calls on ex-mayor Mosca to resign.
Oh.
Disgraced.
Sound familiar?
What?
Chairman's asking people to resign.
Oh, you want to go there?
No, chill, baby.
You want to go there? Okay.
About to go Alex Jones on the show.
Yeah, right, here we go.
Where is
Satanic rituals.
There we go.
Royal family.
every time you mention Alex Jones. But they just got to drag him in the mud immediately, right? Disgraced. Now, ex-mayor Mosca unanimously removed from post by Township Committee. On Wednesday, June 14th, the Rochelle Park Township Committee voted 4-0 to oust Radical Township Committee.
Radical.
See, that's the thing that really...
It's those words that trigger
they
people,
do it
man.
on purpose.
Of course,
right?
it's
They do it on
clickbait
purpose.
words.
Right, it's kind of like, Billy is a...
Radical, extremism, January 6th,
Everything.
insurrection,
Everything.
Trump, MAGA, America First. Like, just to name a few words that when you put in anything, like I could say, I know a guy named Billy Prempa. Or I could say, I know an extremist named Billy Prempa. And it's a whole different game. Or MAGA Republican Billy Prempa. Right? You know?
It has to be a label that they got to throw
Conspiracy theory. Like, words like that, when people hear it, they've immediately shut down. So, go ahead. Continue.
So, where were we?
Just get to
Right,
his thing.
right.
So ex-mayor Mosca.
So Mosca was removed after attempting to rescind a previous vote of the township committee by organizing a circus at last public township meeting to impose his own personal beliefs on the public and then threatening those who disagreed with him. Mosca has disrespected all citizens of the township, its local governing body, the position of mayor, and the Rochelle Park Republican Party. For that, former mayor and current township Republican chairman Frank Valenzuela said there's only one option, and this is what I didn't agree with. Ex-mayor Mosca has embarrassed the township and brought its governance to a screeching halt, threatening 2 decades of progress. As a result, he has neglected his mayoral duties as a liaison for multiple township committees, departments, and has absences from meetings, which I think Mosca was wrong for. There were several meetings that he didn't show up for, but we'll get to that later. And has absences from meetings since the vote of the Pride flag has been passed, Valenzuela stated.
Yeah, it's not good.
Right. But hear me. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I go ahead.
Exactly. I know. Hang on. I'm going to land the plane in a second. Rochelle Park Republicans have always governed as common sense conservatives. I'm going to touch on that in a second as well, too. When I supported Mosca in 2020, I believed he understood and he knew the role he was nominated for and believed in values of good government, common sense, and the best interest for the residents and the township. Unfortunately, he used his position to create a negative atmosphere guided by his personal ideals versus what is best for the residents of Rochelle Park. I'm going to touch on that as well, too.
Okay.
This culminated in an adventure of attempting to subvert the Pride flag and then threatening members of the committee. This is never what I wanted to see in town. It's time to get back to basics. What we have always stood for is middle-class conservative agenda that provides good services, promotes business, stabilizes property taxes, etc. I will not support Perrin Mosca's re-election to committee. Moreover, he needs to leave office immediately, as he has already been advised as well to drop off the Republican ticket. If Mosca cares about the future of the town 1 iota, he will take himself out of contention, Valenzuela said. So there's a lot to unpack in that message, right? And I spoke with the chair about this. The first thing I said is, why did you put this out in the media?
Yeah.
What people are pissed off about is not your response to the situation, but it's the fact that now the media is like, we got bait. We got something we can tear them apart with, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to hurt everybody on the ticket, right? It may even potentially affect me in 2024. I don't know. But the issue that I've got is, according to what I've seen from the city council meetings, right, there was another woman, Linda Boniface, one of the committee women, who put a pride flag on the front of the dais, and Perrin Mosca put a flag of a Virgin Mary on the front. Basically, like, if we're gonna have this community flagpole, then people should be allowed to put anything, right? In theory, I see where he's coming from, right? If someone wants to put a BLM flag, they should. If somebody wants to go and put the, Virgin Mary flag, Christ flag, anything like that,
right.
then now let's say somebody wants to put like a Proud Boys flag or a freaking Confederate flag or God knows what up there, right? Now, when this is being said that this is being done for what's best for the residents, I don't believe this is best for the residents. In fact, all it does is cause more division, in my opinion, right? I don't even like when they do it in Patterson. We're going to put up this flag, that flag, that flag for all these different individual groups.
Yeah.
And when you do stuff like that, you start to favor one group over another, and people start to take it some kind of way.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
So in this city council meeting, there were statements that I heard where they said that apparently he was censored for his, they say, or what was said in the meeting, was that he was censored not because of him wanting to rescind the flag like this article states,
right?
But the reason why they censored him was they said that he was threatening the council members in a closed session. I can't confirm that.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Nobody was really there. I'm pretty sure it'll probably come out in the future. Who knows? But they say that he was threatening members of the council to basically switch their votes and basically do a revote on that. Linda Boniface, the woman that he kind of was having headbutting matches with, there's also a video that I forgot to put up on here. I saw on social media. It's making its rounds. Perrin's wife was up talking to the city council, and Linda was basically trying to mock the mayor and say that he was like a dictator. Right. And she did the Hitler salute, not once, but on 2 separate occasions. Right, to mock him, like, hey, Heil Hitler or Heil whatever the hell she said, something like that.
Yeah, it's not funny.
It's not funny at all.
No.
It's not funny.
You can't touch anything when it comes to Hitler. Like, it's just not funny.
Ridiculous. It's like So she was also censored, which I think rightfully so. Like,
Absolutely.
that's kind of stupid, especially if you're an elected official to go and say something. You want to call him a dictator? Fine. Call him Hitler. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. And then do the salute on top of that. It's not a good look. But it's a majority Republican township committee. 4 members are, 3 members Republican. One of them was Democrat. Mayor abstained from this vote. Personally, this is what I would have done, and I wish Perrin was here where I could tell him this again, because I spoke with him on the phone about it. You and I both know, and everybody that's watching this show, and I even just made a post that recently went super viral about my statements about the LGBT flag, where I said, I don't care if it costs me the election or if it costs me votes, right? I'm not going to be one of these politicians that's just going to go along and get along and wave the flag because that's just what everybody's doing, right?
Only until the end of this month.
No.
And then they throw it in the box.
Exactly, because it's virtue signaling,
Yep.
right? But it's like, bro, I wrote in the post, it's like, first, I'm a Christian. Second, I'm American. Third, I'm a conservative, right? So, and Perrin's the same way. Perrin is a Catholic. Perrin is very religious. And I get it. There has to be a separation of church and state.
Now, I agree. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So there has to be a separation of church and state. But he did not appear for this vote, and the council voted in favor of it. He tried to have a
Did he know this was going to be on the vote?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's why I wish he was here, to actually be able to answer that. But he tried to have a revote. They shot it down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's just play devil's advocate. Let's say he did know and out of protest decided not to show up, right? Fine, right? What I would have done, right? It's like, you know the story of Pontius Pilate in the Bible?
Yeah.
Right? How the people wanted Jesus killed.
Yeah.
Pontius Pilate, being the politician, was like, I wash my hands of this, right? This is what the people want to do. This is what the people want to do. I would have made a public statement and say, listen, I do not support this. I am not with this.
Yeah.
That's just not me,
Right.
right? You guys can vote on it. I personally am going to abstain or vote no. There was another committee member that also voted no. She didn't state her reason. She just said, no, I'm not going to vote for that flag. And everybody respected that decision, all right, based on what I've seen, right? Abstain and don't take part in it, right? At the end of the day, it's on them. But apparently there was another compromise, right? Apparently this flagpole was paid for by members of the community as well as the township as well, right? There's a compromise that hopefully, I hope they do take into consideration. It seems like that's probably what's going to end up happening, where they're trying to push a motion to send the money back to all the people that purchased or put money towards that sign and just take the whole fucking flagpole down. I completely agree with that because I believe that government buildings, schools, those kinds of places, those are not the places to push groupthink. I should say. You know what I mean? If there's going to be any kind of groupthink, it should
ideologies.
be for right. If there's any kind of groupthing, it should be for the country, for the state, or for the municipality, or a team, the local city team, or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? The Kennedy Knights for Patterson, for example, or something. I kind of get that. Right. Anything outside of that, bro, it puts people against each other unnecessarily. Right. Whether you agree with the LGBT or not, whether you agree with BLM or not, it puts people against each other. And to say that this is for the betterment of the citizens, I completely fucking disagree. All it does is put people against one another. Everybody needs to focus on the American flag, and I think that's what's going to end up happening. I think that's the most reasonable solution for Rochelle Park for them to do that.
I don't disagree with anything that you said. I'm not a big fan of, I guess, the way he handled this because, number one, we say the same shit when people are like, oh, I don't vote. Well, then you have no right to complain.
This is true.
About what happens, right? True. Not going out and voting, but then complaining about the outcome. I get it. But maybe you had something happen, but if you knew this was happening, also you're the mayor. Why aren't you at these meetings, right? That's literally you got elected to be there. So I'm not going to give him a pass on that.
And I also don't agree with that either.
And if
I would have abstained.
And if you threatened anybody in a closed room, I'm not going to agree with that one either. I understand you having your belief system, but that goes to what I believe, what Billy just said. I don't believe that government buildings, school buildings, which are also government buildings, or any government institution should be playing sides when it comes to issues. Because, again, the one side, maybe the LGBTQ side, will say, well, we want to feel included. And, okay, I hear you. But now you have made an entire group of people feel excluded.
Yeah.
You can support LGBTQ. You can support heterosexuality. You can support Christianity, Judaism, Muslim religion, Buddhist. I don't care what you support. But when you put it on what the government buildings are supposed to be representing, which are all people, you create division. You create arguments. You create people who don't feel represented. So again, I get it. Pride Month. Hey, you could put out a post from the White House. We support you. Taking down the center flag to put up the pride flag? No.
You're bugging, right.
Taking the American flag poles in front of post offices to do that, having our police officers, it becomes too much. And this is not an attack on anybody that's in the LGBTQ community. I just think that as a government entity, you should not be playing any sort of sides with that. Because I'll tell you right now, and again, I might get some flack for saying something like this, but let's say when Trump was in the White House, right? Everybody that supported Trump had a fucking Make America Great Again flag.
Yep.
80 million plus people loved that fucking flag. Probably more people had MAGA flags than people that own pride flags. Imagine if, just for a day, Trump dropped it and dropped a MAGA flag down the center.
Lose it, man.
No, Dave, it's different.
I wouldn't even
it's
appreciate
different.
that.
I understand, but what I'm saying is but there's 80 million people who would be like, cool, but you've now excluded how many people feel that you've taken a side,
right,
or that you don't value them, right? Again, the only flag that Americans should be flying under together is the American flag. What you want to do in your home, what you want to do in your private businesses, what you want to do,
or military flags. I think military flags are fine.
I get that, but
branches.
those have a place.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Those have a place, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is government buildings, like you said, government buildings, White House, courthouses, they should not be taking sides. They should not be placating to the masses or whatever. Yeah. So again, that doesn't make me homophobic. I support you. Go do your thing.
They're still going to chop you up. It doesn't matter.
That's fine.
There's
Chop
no
it up.
Apologizing.
But what I'm saying is that should have no place. So I don't disagree with what the mayor was saying. I disagree with his approach. I disagree with him not showing up to vote. And then I disagree with you not showing up after in some sort of protest. Like, it kind of makes you look like a sore loser. But most importantly, I disagree with the chair. Of the party.
And that's what hurts, bro, because I like him a lot. I consider him a good friend. I consider him a mentor. But for him to go out and make a statement like that is like all you've done was throw bloody meat in a pool full of piranhas.
Right, because again, nobody gives a shit about that. All they're going to take from this is that the Republican Party is in shambles. All the more reason why you need to vote Democrat.
Exactly.
Don't vote. They don't even like their candidates.
Right.
And again, they're going to use that for everybody top to bottom of the ticket that he is on to say he's a part of the problem.
Exactly.
Right? Well, you're going to deal with that anyway, 2024, because who's at the top of our ticket?
Donald Trump.
So everybody under is a MAGA Republican.
Their election is in November. That is the part. See. Now, this is what upsets me.
This coming November?
This coming November.
Okay.
That's why it's upsetting to me, because Rochelle Park, it's traditionally been a conservative town, and it almost lost it for a little bit. It just became conservative again.
They just pushed it.
That's my point,
it's
bro.
A liberal
That's
town.
my point.
It's a blue town now.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like,
you want this intolerant bigot running the town?
See, but the worst part now is like whether he drops out or not, it doesn't change the fact that the stain is there, and now the party also does not like the stain.
They've lost it. They've lost that town.
That's what pisses me off, bro. Because I'm like,
no, I don't disagree with you, but again, there is no unity amongst the conservatives in the Republican Party.
True.
Right?
They shoot at Bill all the time.
We fight among, and I'm not saying me personally, but we as conservatives, as Republicans, as people that are running, we fight amongst each other, right? Like they had the Middlesex County Republican Convention yesterday. I was going to go, but I decided to go to work.
Went.
No, I went to work. I made a lot of money. I had more fun. But I saw the video. And I saw pictures that, my friend who's running for Senate posted of them all just,
oh, good old boys club.
Bob Hugan came at it. He was there.
That guy hates me.
Jack Chitterelli was there. All the chairs were there. Everyone's taking pictures. And I literally was watching pictures going, every single one of these motherfuckers in the photo talks shit about each other.
100%, dude. And they definitely do.
They talk shit about each other.
I'll tell it to their faces,
and then they smile together.
Bro.
And that's the problem with the Republican Party. Y'all could dislike me all you want. You could dislike Billy all you want. But here's the difference between me and Billy and y'all is if I don't like you, I let you know directly.
Word up. I'm going to show up and tell you.
I don't make anonymous anything. I don't talk in closed circles. If I don't fuck with you, bro, I let you know.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with you. Here's why. A, B, C, D.
That's it.
These people kick each other in the back and then take photos at a golf course and act like we have unity. And then wonder why we don't win elections because chairs come out and shit on the party. Because the people who are supposed to be helping you unify are out here, only donating where they think they can win because they actually believe that whole school of thought of there's winnable races and unwinnable races. When the truth is if you go out and you do the work and you speak to people, no race is unwinnable.
Absolutely. I mean, granted, to play devil's advocate for the chair, I could understand the reason why he would do that. Right? You don't want
cover his own ass.
Well, I don't even think it's cover his own ass because in all honesty, he didn't have to make a statement
you
at
think
all.
He wants to run again?
No. He's not running at all. He's not running at all. This guy, he's enjoying. He's the former mayor. He's enjoying his life. Everybody knows him as the former mayor. He doesn't have to do that.
Okay.
Right? He's not going to run. Apparently, there's another guy that's former that may potentially run.
might toe the line a little bit more.
Apparently he's a little bit different, but I don't know. I've never met the guy, so I can't make any statements about him.
Like I said, I don't trust anything like that, and I think again, what should have been done by that chair would have been, and I've seen it happen before. No comment. You know what? Right now, this is ongoing, and
let it play out.
We're going to let it play out. We believe everybody should feel welcome in our community, right? That's how you do it. You say everyone should feel welcome in our community. And if the mayor doesn't feel like that welcomes him or whatever, I don't necessarily agree with his approach, but you could have just said, this is ongoing. We're going to sit it. We're going to play it out. And we'll let you know.
That's it.
And fuck off. Because that media outlet just roasted you and made everybody that you might put up.
Yeah. And it's not just them, bro.
Look like a bigot, racist,
News 12,
homophobic. Yeah.
AP, like so many different news agencies are now talking
and people are gobbling that up.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm sure, but I believe his heart was in the right place. He wants the party to win. I see how the guy works
the
for the party
expression,
at the same
Billy,
time,
it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how you say it, exactly.
Right? That mayor could have said how he felt in a totally different way, just like we fucking said it in the basement here.
Right.
Hey, listen, you're gay? Cool. You're straight? Cool. You're Catholic? You're Muslim? Cool. But everyone should feel welcome in our community, and doing this does make certain people feel isolated. And on a government building, the only flag that will fly is the American flag, because we are Americans first. Right? No one is anything else first. You are an American first.
That's it.
Right? Fuck your political party. Fuck your sexual orientation. Fuck all that. You are an American. And I love you first and foremost because you are an American. All that other shit is, it's garbage. Do it on your own. I don't care.
I agree.
That's how he should have said it.
I agree.
And I think he would have gotten a lot more respect and he wouldn't have been roasted by his own chair.
Yeah, that was, I wish Parent was here to actually respond. I don't want to.
Invitation's still open.
Yeah, invitation's still open. I don't want to chop him up while he's not here.
No, and I don't mean to chop him up. I just think that.
I get it. I get it. I get what you're saying, and I agree with you to a lot of the points that you're making. But it's a painful situation because this story,
bro. So I got sent this video on TikTok on the way here, and they were like, "Watch this video. Watch this video." And I'm like, "All right, let me watch this video." And I had to look it up to see if this was real. So this happened in Massachusetts. I don't mean to laugh.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's fucking disgusting. 4 kids found at a drag party with a dead trans woman's body, drugs, and sex toys in a hoarder's home.
This sounds like a movie, dude.
Not even a good one.
A bad one.
Terrible. Snuff film. So anyway, emergency workers basically responded to a 911 call. Collapsed. Somebody was down on the floor.
Uh-huh.
They showed up to this party, and there were 6 men that answered this door, dressed like women. Right? Whatever. Cool. Do your thing in your own home. They go inside. They ask, "Is anybody in this house?" No one's in the house. Just this dead tranny basically on the floor. So they go in there, and they're like, "Okay." The police come. They do a sweep of the house because there's apparently this house is a mess. It's unclean. There were sex toys and drugs paraphernalia all over this house. So they're going to investigate because there's illegal shit going on.
Right.
They go into a back room in this apartment, and they find 4 kids between the ages of 5 and 10 after they told them nobody's in this house. So then they said, well, what about these kids in the back? Every single one of them denied they knew anything about these children being in this house. So now you've got, again, you want to have a drag party? Do whatever you want to do. It's your house. Comfort of your own home.
Right. By all
do
means.
it all. Be weird. I don't care. But now you have 6 men dressed like women with a bunch of sex toys out and a bunch of drugs. And now I find 4 kids in a room.
And a dead body on the floor.
And a dead body.
In an unclean house.
In an unclean house. And you told me there was nobody in the house. And I find 4 minors, under 10 years old.
See, the part that's disgusting about this now is like they found those kids now, right? How long has that been going on?
What happened
how
if
many
nobody died?
Right.
Yeah.
And how many other children has that happened to?
Mm.
That's an even deeper question.
So, again, and I'm not here to attack anybody, again, what you do in your own home, but when we talk about this
These
pedophilia, this pedophilia that goes on amongst these, these drag men, these shows, right? When you have conservatives come out and go, I don't want that shit in my school. My 5-year-old doesn't need to see you dancing in a miniskirt.
You're intolerant.
You're intolerant. But then you see this, like, what possibly could have been going on? There's no way for you to justify this in a way that I don't find you disgusting to have kids present. And again, the first guy said that it was one of them was his kid, and then it turned out that it wasn't. He recanted that.
Really?
But first of all, like, when you're going to do it,
whose kids are these though?
So Child Protective Services came and took the children,
okay,
right? Because the cops called it in and basically said that there was neglect and abuse going on in the house. They took it. It's an investigation. But again, when your parents went out and they wanted to do whatever they wanted to do, what did they do? They got you a babysitter.
Right.
Right? These kids were not related to anybody in that house. So if you're going to sit there and tell me that something sick wasn't fucking going on,
dude, those kids had to have been trafficked.
Yeah, absolutely, 1,000%. But you know what? This isn't a fucking headline. This happened June 22nd.
I was just going to talk about that because I'm like, NY
today.
Breaking is talking about
today,
this, not the rest of the media.
And the only reason I even found this is because it was on TikTok, and then I went and searched it, and I typed in Boston Herald drag party, and it was like articles down. But everywhere you go, right, we're believing about the people in the septic tank that went to go see the Titanic, and now they're all walking into the ballroom with Jack at the top of the staircase because you are now part of the crew. Like, that's it. You out there. But no one's talking about this because, we don't want to acknowledge that there is a sex trafficking problem in America. We don't want to talk about that there's a drug problem in America or that there's a mental health problem in America.
And it's Pride Month. You don't want to piss off the...
No. Doesn't look good.
The new majority.
Doesn't look good. Right? Just like the media didn't cover that there was a Juneteenth parade and there was a shooting and 8 people got killed.
Bro, there was like 21 people that got shot up in Illinois.
In Illinois during a Juneteenth celebration.
And I should have put that article up. I saw it and I was like, do I really want to touch this story right now, bro?
Did you hear anything about it, though?
You didn't. You didn't,
Not
bro. But like, it's like,
but you heard about the Titanic. How many times? How many times in the last 4 days?
In the last 4, bro.
I almost rewatched the Titanic because it was on my brain so much.
There's thousands of memes right now, bro.
I
That's
know.
the only
They're
reason
great.
why I know
Lynn
about
Patton.
the thing.
Lynn
There's
Patton
so
is
many.
the savage,
Lynn
bro.
Patton's got some
Yo,
funny memes.
is there anything on these wildfires too?
Yeah, what happened?
They forgot about it.
No, because it never fucking happened.
It could have been something else.
It was chemicals. Ammonium nitrate. That was the chemical. As soon as I got in the car, I closed the door. I started the car. I was like, ammonium nitrate. Like, I remembered it. I remember when I was doing my rant, I couldn't remember what it was called.
Ammonium nitrate.
Ammonium nitrate. It was 30,000 pounds of ammonium.
60.
No, it was 60,000 pounds of ammonium
60,000
nitrate.
tons.
No, it was pounds.
Tons.
Oh, maybe.
It's tons, bro.
Whatever.
Pretty sure it was.
It was Lizzo weight.
Damn, son.
A Lizzo amount of ammonium nitrate went missing.
Man.
Terrible stuff. Burns orange, like my skin. But we're not talking about that. We don't talk about these forest fires that happen. We don't talk about the kids being trafficked, the border being open, the gas through the roof, the economy and shit. The fact that a president can't walk over a fucking sandbag while his son is smoking sandbags worth of crack on his laptop with all the dick pics he's got going on. But the Titanic, that's the #1 story in America.
He met Rose.
John Fetterman can't speak a word of goddamn English.
Oh, man, wait, we're going to get to that.
You know, we got all this stuff on Sheep of the Week, all of this stuff going on, and no one talks about it.
Speaking of Sheep of the Week, and speaking of Mr. John Fetterman.
Drop a sheep noise. I didn't hear
Sheep Where's sheep noise, man? What are you doing?
Damn it.
Yeah, man.
Well, I had you guys pulled up first. I didn't have the window pulled up.
Drop it.
There we go.
My favorite part.
So for the people that haven't seen our show before, Sheep of the Week is at the end of every show. We talk about some of the most ridiculous stuff that's going on in the media.
The most sheepery.
And today, it's a video of Joe Biden and Senator Fetterman.
Yo, whoever let these two fucking speak together.
Terrible idea, man.
I have a theory, but play the video first.
Okay.
And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well, too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the jewel kind of law of the inflation
You didn't see this video?
bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across America getting rebuilt.
What the hell?
Yo, and also there's a clip where he introduces a senator, calls him by the completely wrong name. Again, you're going to turn around and say, Dave, you're mean. You're making fun of a guy who's ill. Why the fuck is he the senator?
Why are you in the chair?
Why? Why am I supposed to allow this person to be a fucking representative? Why? And the only reason you let this guy introduce Joe Biden is because there's nobody possibly that could sound worse than Joe Biden than John Fetterman. Because Joe Biden's going to go on after this fucking Momo, and he's going to sound like white Barack.
Make it sound worse.
Listen here, boy. We're going to fix these bridges. I'll tell you what. I grew up in a town not too far from here. Was raised by a Chinese immigrant.
Liar.
No joke. No joke. I'm not fooling.
That's a lie.
And my wife is a Philly girl. And he's just going to say nonsensical shit, and you're going to clap
God
and
save the
eat your
queen,
fucking
man.
Cheerios through your masks.
Did you see that mic drop video?
Bro.
Because like a little speech like, yeah, man, God save the queen. And like,
Bro,
the mic.
that was not sheep of the week. Guys talking about
That should
gun
have been
control.
sheep of the week.
It's all sheepery. Again, not talking about that. Joe Biden did a whole speech about coming for your AR-15s. And we're over here like Borat, nah. You will never get this. But he's over there and he's like, we're going to get these guns. God save the queen. The queen's fucking dead.
Right.
I don't know if you remember because you were 45 minutes late to her fucking funeral. She died.
Why are you even talking about the queen? We shot the English for a reason.
Bro, we went to war.
For tea.
America was built on fuck that, right? Remember?
Yeah, exactly.
You got the biggest army,
Yo, that's actually
the biggest
a good
navy.
shirt. That's actually a good shirt. America was built on
America
fuck
was
that.
built on fuck that.
Yeah.
You got the biggest army, the biggest navy? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Come and take it.
That's it.
Right? Farmers, 19-year-olds that knew what gender they were, fought against the fucking biggest government in the world.
The most powerful navy the world has ever seen.
Ever. And shit on them with muskets. And we got a president that's talking about saving the queen. Ain't nobody gave a fuck about the monarchy since 1776.
I didn't. I definitely didn't.
Not never once.
Princess Diana was probably the last time I gave a damn about
She
the
was
monarchy.
cool.
She was
but
awesome.
she wanted to take them down.
Exactly.
That's why she died in a car accident.
Right.
Yeah. And John Fetterman can't speak English, and you guys want me. And again, I remember I posted a video of Joe Biden falling, and I got this person that follows me. I love those
that
people.
guy, that airhead.
Yeah. I fall all the time. That doesn't. I was like, you're not president.
Whoop-de-doo.
You're not president.
Whoop-de-doo.
This guy can't stand up, and I'm supposed to buy into that. Everything's okay. I'm supposed to be happy. Look, let's. For those of you that might have just tuned in, the country is in a fucking downward spiral. We've hit the debt ceiling twice now in the last
insane.
6 months. Gas is still over $3. Milk is more expensive than gasoline. You can't get an interest rate. By the way, if you have good credit, you're going to pay for those with bad credit. The border's wide open. Fentanyl's
CBDC
going through
incoming.
the roof. I have to bow the knee to every fucking niche clique that comes out of the woodwork that is supposed to feel like they are the ones that are getting attacked in this country. We've got senators that don't fucking speak words of English, and I got to respect him because he had a stroke and he's still in office, and Joe Biden can't walk. Period. And you want me to pretend that everything's okay, and then on top of it, the only thing you want to tell me with Joe Biden and the Hunter Biden laptop and everything going on is that the Titanic has new visitors.
Bro, I can't stop thinking about that now, bro.
That's submersible. Wake the fuck up, America.
Because, yo, bro, hang on. Because, like, the more you think about it, the more ridiculous it gets, bro. Like,
It's so ridiculous.
you went to the bottom of the sea, right?
to
Where
look through a TV.
You use not just that. You're using radio frequency to connect with these guys, and you're using a Bluetooth remote to steer the ship.
Bruh.
Now that I think about that, bro, that is probably the most asinine idea in the world.
Bruh. It's not even an asinine idea, bro. It never happened. It never happened. It never happened, bro. Just like, bro, I'm sorry for those of you that haven't woken up, and I know they're digging their heels in right now because they're like, oh, Billy and Dave are going to try to wake me up. Don't unplug it. Bro, the people that believe that actually happened are the same people that believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, are the same people that believe that Hunter Biden's legitimate, the same people that believe that the money we send to Ukraine is actually going over to Ukraine.
Money.
Right.
Send
These
more
are the
money.
so you can't convince them. They're the people that believe that taking all those vaccines and boosters helped.
Hang on, pause for a second. Fuck, why didn't we put that story up, bro? The $6.9 billion that the Pentagon mysteriously sent over to Ukraine. They said it was a clerical error. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, bro. $6.9 billion was mistakenly sent over to Ukraine, additionally, on top of everything we've already given them. And they said, oh, it was a clerical error.
Yeah.
That wasn't a fucking clerical
That's
error,
a big
bro.
clerical error.
That's a huge clerical. Then go and get the money back.
Yeah, can we have it back?
Get the money back.
They already spent it. It's been recycled back to the fucking plantation, dude.
Oh, man.
But people don't want to wake up, right? And again, the more and more clarity that I get, the more and more I understand that it's going to come to a point in time where we must separate from him.
Yeah.
Like, and again, it's not in a violent sense. It's just saying, like, you know what? There's no waking you up. There is no convincing you that you're living in the fucking Matrix, man. Think about it. We talked about this. You know what also happened? Remember, we talked about this. When Andrew Tate got arrested, J.P. Morgan paid all that money to those girls. You know that J.P. Morgan just settled again last week for $75 million to more victims from the island that never happened, right?
I didn't know about it. See, that's the thing that's annoying about this show, man. It's like we'll have some stories on, but there's so many things happening in such a short period of time. You can't possibly cover it all.
What about the fact that they took Robert Kennedy's fucking interview off YouTube down?
Yeah, dude.
The front runner to run against Joe Biden, you took his interview down. But we have to listen to John Fetterman mumble through his own teeth.
Remember when he had the debate with Dr. Oz? And when
You want us also to believe he beat Dr. Oz?
It was like, hello and goodbye. He started off with
He
that.
said, let's go Eagles.
I don't know where I am.
Guy looks like Burgermeister Meisterburger.
What?
Yo, you don't know who Burgermeister Meisterburger? I'm going to show
What are you talking about? I don't know. He made that up. I've never heard of Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Burgermeister Meisterburger.
What was that? It was like
You never watched Santa Claus is Coming to Town? Burgermeister
Ah,
Meisterburger.
yeah,
Show to
yeah,
the camera.
yeah.
Burgermeister Meisterburger. That's what he looks like. We're going to, the infrastructure.
No, infrastructure.
Infrastructure. I don't fucking know. You know, but they're not talking. Dude, you see what's going on in France? I know we went over and we passed Sheep of the Week. You see what they're doing? So they just labeled a whole bunch of agricultural restrictions on the farmers, so they can't grow, they can't do all this stuff, they can't export. You know what the farmers are doing in France right now?
They're doing what the Dutch did and fighting back.
They're at the Parliament building with a truck that's literally shooting manure at the building.
See, the French, bro, they know how to. The
French are more Americans than us right now,
which is frustrating. Which is frustrating because like. See, first, with them burning down the BlackRock building in Paris, I was like, yes, burn down Black. Yeah. Speaking of BlackRock, did you see the new Project Veritas report they did on BlackRock, bro?
There's so much to talk about, and you want to talk. But again, Billy, go back. All of this stuff that we just talked about in the last 5 minutes, and all you heard for the last 4 days was what? Titanic, the submersible,
the Bluetooth remote.
And then they literally, dude, I saw it on the TV at work. They had a fucking countdown clock talking about how much oxygen they had left. Like, that's news. Like, we give a fuck about. Some millionaires made some bad choices.
Dude, so for those of you guys that don't know about BlackRock, there's a documentary I want you to go and watch. It's an hour long. It's very short. Every single person I've showed it to, like, it gives them a very quick understanding of how damn near every single corporation in the United States and all around the world is controlled by three companies: Berkshire Hathaway, Vanguard,
and BlackRock. Yep.
Right? In this Project Veritas sting operation that they did, they had I believe
it's not Project Veritas, it's OMG now.
OMG, but I believe it was Project Veritas that did this, not OMG. I got to double check, but
it was James O'Keefe.
It was James O'Keefe.
It was OMG.
So OMG did this, right? O'Keefe Media Group did this sting operation where they had this guy. I believe he was a recruiter. What was he? I
think he was a recruiter.
He was a recruiter, like a gatekeeper type person for BlackRock, and he's talking with them and he's explaining about how the war in Ukraine is good for business and how they make billions of dollars by giving more money to Zelensky and continuing this war. On top of that, they also mentioned how they can buy literally any politician. And we know this has been happening for years, but now you have one of the largest, most powerful corporations on the entire fucking planet since the freaking anyway, one of the most powerful companies on the entire planet is now are admitting that they can buy off any politician, and many of these politicians will literally sell their entire soul for $10,000, as little as $10,000.
But that's a conspiracy, Billy.
Absolutely fact.
Well, listen, we're going to have more for you next week. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We've gone over our time
as always.
Again. No, but you know what? People are watching. People are listening. And listen, man, I used to listen to the Rush Limbaugh show. He went on for 4 hours every day.
Let's go Rush.
Every day.
R.I.P.
Rush. Real talk. But we'll be back next week. And again, wake up. challenge yourself to think differently. And also, again, for the next week, hold yourself accountable, make some good choices, try something different, start a new trend.
Absolutely, guys. So if you guys love this show, do me a favor, subscribe. I seen a couple of people that subscribed inside the chat.
Let's go.
Thank you. These are some new listeners, so that's fantastic. That means you guys liked what we had to say. Do me a favor, share our live stream, share our posts with other people on social media. Tell them to go to www.rumble.com/user/Revive US America. Also check out that shop, revive-usa.com. I'm your host, Billy Prempeh, some guy named Bill on Instagram.
And I'm your host, Dave Herrera, not your typical politician on Instagram. We'll see you next week.
It's been a good one. Well, not really a good one, but good stories.
A great one.
Good stories, but not good situations nonetheless.
Yeah. We'll see you next week, guys.
God bless you guys. Take
Be
care.
safe.
See you next week.
Paging Dr. Juan. Paging Dr. Juan. Paging Dr. Juan. Paging Dr. Juan.